he whips it out, pisses on a base of a tree, and he starts walking and he gets the...
Folks, we have a great show today, a really long one, as you can see. We're all together in person, with the exception of Kiz, and then the entire second half of the show, we have Charley Hoffman and Kevin Kisner and myself really just chopping it up. Charley Hoffman and Kiz are best buddies. They got incredible stories from Augusta, the Masters, from being on the policy boards. We talk about schedules, controversies, coverage, all of it. And it's all brought to you by our great friends at Chevy and the Chevy Equinox, which again is your do-it-all SUV. From your daily drives, weekend trips, last-minute tee times, there's plenty of room for golf bags and gear with the Equinox cargo space, plus hidden storage under the rear floor. And the in-person pods are always great. We've got Matty Fitz versus Scotty Scheffler. What a phenomenal finish at the RBC Heritage. We've got more LIV news and kind of people chiming in. Bryson was withdrawing. Rob wins. So a lot to talk about on today's show. And once again, none of these shows would be possible without Chevy. So Chevrolet Equinox, big touchscreen, puts all your music maps and tech front and center. Chevy Equinox, it is your do-it-all, go anywhere SUV. Foreplay, presented by Barstool Sports. Gentlemen, we're in Florida. It is Barstool Classic season. Feels like it's been a very long time since the Barstool Classic Championship at Greyhawk last, I think, November or December is when it was. And then, we're doing a little bit slightly different format this year, so we didn't start as early. Usually we go right from the Dad Bod Classic, I feel like, to, Myrtle Beach stop, and that didn't really happen this year, so we're a couple weeks behind. But it is Barstool Classic season, so we are together in Florida. We're in West Palm Beach. We're going to be at the park the next couple days, which is a phenomenal facility, by the way. Phenomenal facility. I think the first time we were ever there was with Grant Horvat when we filmed.
That's right.
3 years ago.
I think that's right.
Yeah, I think that's the first time we've ever been there. But if anybody hasn't been to the park, it's just phenomenal. They did that match under the lights at one point where they had Max Homa and those guys. They do a bunch for kids and youth golf. So they've got like a short course. They've got an academy type situation. They've got a fantastic golf course that doesn't appear and feel like a lot of Florida golf, really. It kind of almost looks like the Australian sandbelt to a degree. So love the park. Very, very excited to be here and kick this thing off for the year, gents.
Yeah, very excited. Barstool Classic year 8, I believe that it is.
Year 8.
You've got the Sun Cruiser hat on.
Great gear they sent.
Great gear.
Really good.
It's like a little bit of a vintage kind of look with the hat. I got a couple compliments today.
Yeah.
My pilot on my flight was like, "You're Rick Cerritos." Yeah, and he's like, "What's that hat?" I was like, "Sun Cruiser." And I was like, "I don't know that I need you, my pilot, by the way." Being like, well, let's fly this thing. You know what I'm saying? But got a couple compliments at the airport about the Sun Cruiser hat. So very excited. It's a whole new year with a whole new title sponsor. I think people are going to be loving it. The weather down here in Florida we've been here like 5 of the last 6 weeks, I feel like.
Too much Florida.
And
I'm excited for this, but too much Florida.
So much Florida.
Yeah.
And the weather looks dicey yet again. It looks like a little bit of rain maybe. It looks like it's going to be windy, so it's not going to be easy out there. Since we're doing around 20 events this year instead of 25, we will have the top 5 teams at each stop. We'll be advancing to the Barstool Classic Championship. First place for the whole thing gets $20,000 now instead of the original 10. Shout out to inflation. We had to keep going up. That 10 just wasn't looking that sweet.
Wow.
We got this straight situation going on here. Gas prices. We couldn't be doing 10. Couldn't be doing 10. So we're up to 20. But it's gonna be a great time. We got Yip Strickler. Just saw him at the bar when I walked by.
I saw him in the corner. He was in the corner of the hotel staring at a wall drinking a beer. I was rushing. I had to go to the bathroom and then I had to start the pod, so I didn't even start a conversation with him. But it was very funny to see Yip Strickler sitting there just drinking a beer, ready for the Barstool Classic tomorrow.
Fully in character.
Oh, yeah.
Member hat.
Yep.
All the time.
Mustache.
Mustache.
Whole deal.
What an addition to the Barstool Classic he's going to be. Perfect example. If you can't beat him, join him. I think we're doing that on our side. We just couldn't beat Yip. He was kind of trying to take us down from the outside, and we said, why don't you come on in here and make sure that we can't get infiltrated again.
That's it.
That's it.
I mean, we had the Boo Birds were out at the final putt at the 2025.
First time. 7 years. Everything's been unbelievable. Some of the best venues you can book for amateur golf. Like we're going all over the country. Championship at Greyhawk. People are literally booing the winners walking off.
Pissed.
Fist fights.
Me and Trin interrupted a fist fight.
Yeah, we had to separate a couple of
figure
people
something out
at the Barstool Classic Championship.
Things were starting to get a little testy.
It's like Catch Me If You Can, that Leonardo DiCaprio movie, where the FBI hires him to catch the
Exactly
other
right.
hackers.
Mhm.
That's what we did with Yip Strickland.
He's Frank Abagnale Jr.
Exactly.
That's right.
That's
Yeah,
a
and
great
he's
movie, by the way.
Oh, phenomenal.
One of the best.
And one of the later scenes, he's like checking he shows up to the office after the long weekend when they thought he fled.
Yeah.
And then that final scene is him checking the check. He's like, it's
Mhm.
definitely a fraud. And that's how they like end the movie. It's a great movie.
The scene where he runs into Tom Hanks upstairs and catches him red-handed, but he plays it off like he's another federal officer.
Mhm.
The tension in that scene is incredible.
That's such a cool throwback to like how the world was 20 years ago too, before phones and everything, where you could just not know what somebody looked like.
Right.
Like, you ever think about, for most of the time, like I watch a lot of history stuff as we talk about. They got great AI videos, by the way, that I've been watching. I have to tell you about, Trent.
Whoa.
Okay.
This one guy does, I can't remember his name, I'll have to find it, but he does AI regeneration, and he'll do like 30 minutes of the entire 2,000 year history of Paris, France. But it's got like they've used AI to it's like you're watching a really well done movie of like what it was like in the year 200 AD. And
Interesting.
like exactly what it looked like, what a day was like. I didn't realize how much boozing people did.
Yeah, because what was it? I know there was a certain time period where beer was healthier than the water that was around.
Yeah, and I was one of the London ones. I think the London or the New York one. I was watching, and they were like, yeah, every other establishment was a tavern, and they were going through like what a Tuesday would be like, and they're like 10 a.m. The taverns would be packed.
Wow.
Everybody was like drinking. They were like they had a huge drinking problem in the year 16 something. I was like, oh my god, it's unbelievable.
God damn.
I know, unbelievable. But what you realize is in a lot of these history videos that I watch, they talk about how someone was crazy famous, and I like in the year, like Alexander the Great was like crazy famous even in his time.
Yeah.
But like nobody knew what he looked like.
Wow.
You
That's
know?
an
You ever
interesting
think about
thing.
that?
I'd never thought about that.
Yeah, you would have no idea what he looks like. You would just hear about him.
Paintings, drawings.
That's the only way,
If you were lucky enough to see one.
right? Because otherwise, somebody'd have to have like somebody be mass producing a painting of.
Right.
Not a thing.
Alexander
I would
the
just
Great.
claim that I'm Alexander the Great.
Probably worked for some people.
Certainly.
There's a
Florida
guy we
had to be.
saw drinking out of the fountain outside of the hotel. He would have worked on him for sure.
Wow.
Just as Florida as it got.
Drinking out of the fountain.
Yep. Like a dog.
Wow. No way.
On all fours.
Incredible.
Head in.
Thirsty.
Going up, kind of
Thirsty as all get out.
Dude. But like also had a bike that, the bikes that you can ride people around in, like at major events, like with like the carriage in the back.
Yeah.
He had one of those, so he had a
Interesting.
business.
Was he
Just-
like an Uber Eats?
Yeah, it was
Biker,
yeah,
you know,
similar to
yeah.
that, yeah.
Thirsty.
As thirsty as I've ever seen anyone.
But
I don't want to make that make light of that.
No,
No.
But it's just a shocking thing to see upon entry.
that's like
Sure.
Ovechkin after they won the
That's exactly right.
cup when he was in the fountain.
He was swimming in the fountain,
He
right?
was all over that fountain. I'm very into playoff hockey right now. We got
Yeah, it's a sore subject, but it's like
fair.
I'm like leaning into it.
Are you
little
able to
bit.
enjoy the Stanley Cup playoffs despite the Islanders not making it?
Oof. I don't know. It was a weird year because I got real cocky and I'm getting shredded right now, which I should, because I definitely thought the Islanders were gonna make the playoffs and go on a little bit of a run. Plus,
Mhm.
we also we swept the Rangers and we swept the Devils, and I was letting people know about that. And now we're all just not in the playoffs, and they have a better draft pick than us. So there's I could see the other side of it where I would have taken their angle. 'cause
That's the
I've been
game
on
you
that
play when
side.
you sling it.
Yeah.
For sure.
We were in second. We were in a real good position, and then whatever. The Olympic break kind of screwed us, but we got an Olympic gold out of it, which was fun.
I saw you were at Brock Nelson's 1,000th game.
1,000th game, yeah, very very nice.
How was that?
It was awesome. Super
That's amazing.
honored to be invited because it was a who's who of Brock's kind of career and life, and as he's gone through the NHL, whoever could make it, and we made the list, and I was super appreciative of that, and we were gonna do everything we could to get there. So went there with Hannah, and just the Avs are such a cool organization. I've been going to Avs games forever because my wife has family out in Colorado, so I've been going for 10, 12 years. And it's just, I've always thought, and we were talking about this at dinner with Brendan, like their theme and just like the logo and the stadium and the fans and the jerseys, everything just works. The Colorado Avalanche works. It's just that little bit of that purple or maroon or whatever calling it. It's like you see that color and it's the Avs.
Yeah.
And I just love the idea of like the pregame ceremony. Everything's got avalanche and snow and ice cold, and you're about to enter this like tundra to go play the Avs, and the history in the rafters of Patrick Waugh and Forsberg and Foote and all Hayduke and all these guys. Awesome, man. Really cool franchise. So I had a great time. Brock has had quite the career. He's obviously a friend of the program. And to see him have a 901 games with the Islanders and 99 with the Avs, it was funny to see that kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I might have jumped the gun on congratulating him on his 1,000th game. I texted him.
Well, he had it
Still
2
in
games
triple digits?
prior.
Okay, because I was a little confused because did the ceremony take place later?
Yeah, because they were on the road when he did those 2. So they kind of did like a
Okay.
welcome back. Congratulations.
Because
to
I
these guys.
texted
Happy
him.
1,002nd game.
Exactly.
I texted him some morning,
Yeah.
and I was like, "It certainly has happened by now." And
Yeah.
then later that night, I saw your picture with
Yep.
him, and I was like, "I hope I didn't jinx this guy
No,
before his 1,000th
I think a lot of
game."
people, and even in our suite, were confused about it.
Okay.
But yeah, like, watching the game too with like Josh Bailey and Zach Parise. Like, I had Josh Bailey jersey my whole entire life as a New York Islander. We're sitting there watching a hockey game together. It was a pretty cool day.
Awesome.
And Brock was after the game too. We went down and the Avs had thrown a party for him, and it was like down by the locker room in this like really cool bar, which I would assume is like if you have a suite down there, maybe that's like the bar that you access. But they closed it off for the Avs. And the whole Avs team came in and celebrated with us and
That's
Brock.
awesome.
And like it was their last game of the season. It was fan appreciation night. Everyone was in a good mood. They won. So you walk in and it's everyone. Brent Burns, Cale McCarr, Nathan
That's
McKinnon,
insane.
Landeskog. And they're coming up to me remembering our match against them. Landeskog's like, Frankie. Like when I walked in, like, holy shit, Cale McCarr. I'm like, it's Cale McCarr. I did the whole thing with him.
Yeah.
I'm so good at hockey. I also, and he was
I know.
laughing. He was getting all red in the cheeks and stuff.
Yeah, he's got the rosy cheeks.
Yeah, it
big
was
time.
awesome. Brock was introducing me to guys I'd never met. Nazim Kadri, awesome dude, really, really down to earth.
I've probably tweeted some bad things about that guy.
He's a guy that I never thought I'd be able to have a regular conversation with because I've only just seen, negative, or he's kind of an agitator.
He's a
in
big time
sports.
agitator. So if he's
And
on the other team,
Everyone's calling him Nas, and he seemed awesome. Like, when he's on your team, you love him, I guess.
100%.
So yeah,
He's like
that
a
was
Marchand type guy a little
definitely.
bit. He gets people going.
Definitely, but that was my night. Yeah,
That's
fun.
phenomenal. Avalanche, I feel like, are a big trivia answer. They don't end in an S, and they're natural disaster.
Oh wow.
You know,
I didn't think
I
about
feel like
that.
they pop up a lot in those types of trivias.
The ones that don't end in S, those are big.
Those
ones.
are always hard to get.
They are.
Colorado Avalanche. I'm with you. I always wanted an Avs jersey
Well,
growing up.
Hold on now. Wait,
Well,
what'd you say?
Let's think it through.
They
so
don't
they're-
end in an S, and they're a natural disaster.
Yeah,
So
I'm-
hurricane,
Hurricanes, but
tornado. Aren't they
um,
all? Does any of them end in an S?
Well, I'm just saying those are two separate things. I'm saying a lot of times you'll end up with like a trivia question that's like,
Name all
I
the
see.
name
I
all
was,
the-
I was like, dude, I don't think there's a single natural disaster that ends in an S.
Yeah, the Venn diagram is different, but if
Sorry.
they're separate
That's
ideas,
okay.
I just meant they're a good one to have in your head.
It's a great one.
Because
Yeah.
a lot of times they pop Sporkle or something like that. It'll pop up.
Yep.
But I always love their logo too, because some places
Great.
miss. Like the Hurricanes missed. I think their
Yeah.
logo's not that great.
Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah.
I just
is
don't
that
think
the
they're-
red and the black circle?
Yeah,
It's
and they're
the
just, like,
Hurricane.
fine.
It's kind of cool.
I got
I
it.
mean, they're my daddy. It's my dad, Dave Portnoy, Carolina Hurricane, and then it's John Cooper. That's
But yeah, I like the Avs. So very, very cool that you got to do that. Yeah, those guys have been great to us. I know last year, I think it was last year, the year before too, Devontae's hooked up my parents with playoff tickets.
He was there. He's got a full boat of kids. He's got 4 kids under 4. It's just like
Oh, wow.
hard to wrap your head around, especially when we got one at home. You're like, can't believe that's
Oh
happening.
my God.
Just insane.
What?
But they're all thriving and having a great time. One of the babies was there and just like chilling, rocking an Avs little hat. It was
Wow.
awesome. It was awesome to see everybody. So
Fantastic.
yep, very fun.
Ordering lottery tickets has never been easier thanks to our partners at Jack Pocket. Whether you like to order Powerball, Mega Millions, scratch-off tickets, you can order them all on the Jack Pocket Lottery app. Jack Pocket makes ordering tickets quick, simple, and secure. Here's the best part. If you are new to Jack Pocket, they've got a special offer just for you golf fans out there. So listen up. All you need to do, download the Jack Pocket app, sign up using the code GOLF2. That is GOLF, the number 2. The code is GOLF2, and then new customers who deposit $5 will get $10 in lottery credits instantly. That's right. Get $10 in credits instantly when you deposit $5 on Jack Pocket, America's #1 lottery app.
What a golf tournament, by the way. Holy smokes.
Incredible golf tournament. I want to get to that. Matt Fitzpatrick, friend of the program. He's come a long way, I feel like, since we were originally introduced to him.
He's gained some pounds.
Yeah, he's like
He's got a little bit. Is it a belly or is that muscle that's gone forward?
It's a good question because he's hitting the ball way farther.
Yes.
So it's like he's just bigger. I don't know.
It's noticeable. You notice it today? It's
a little, yeah.
Well, I mean, because that's when he first walked by you, and you were like, I could beat that guy up.
Yeah.
He was like a scrawny little.
He was me.
Yeah, and now he's like piping the ball, winning majors, and beating Scotty in a playoff.
He's done a lot more than me with his body, with his life, with his golf game. It was an incredible tournament. I mean, I was locked in on. Luckily, we got to watch basically the whole entire, back nine on the plane. They had the live TV. Super excited about that. The guy next to me and him were kind of giving each other fist bumps, and we were giving each other thumbs ups, and it had everything that you wanted. It's a great tournament. It's got a lot of history. People love to win it. It's one that big names like to enter and they try and win. You just seen the Masters, so you know how guys' current golf game and their form is. So you really do get excited for the RBC Heritage, and you know that the final stretch is pretty difficult. They're going to be going into some crazy wind. There's a lot of forced carries. There's a lot of shots that they're going to have to hit under a lot of pressure that aren't easy to pull off. And you saw that kind of with some of the best golfers in the world, Scotty Scheffler and Fitzy coming down. I mean, it had everything. Like it had a little bit of a collapse, but not really a collapse because he was still 1 under, and you had Scotty just hunting him down the whole entire back nine. It really kept you on the edge of your seat, which is all a golf tournament needs, because it was one of those that I just didn't care who won. I was happy if Scotty won.
Yeah.
I was happy if Fitz won, which is a little bit, sometimes I hate that about golf, where it's like, hey, we're all just cheering whoever wins this thing. There was no
NFL hat.
There was
Rob
no
Lowe.
like, I wasn't pulling for either guy. I guess gun to my head, I was pulling for Fitz he deserved it because he had gotten off to such a good start and had such a big lead. But what a tournament. The Heritage always delivers, it seems.
That's
big
an
winners.
awesome golf course. It's just watching it is fun. It looks so difficult when it's windy like it was.
Yeah.
Which made the shot values just insane. Like the guys had to hit golf shots to win, and I think that's obviously you have to, but a lot of times it feels like they can kind of hit it anywhere. There's not a ton of rough at a lot of PGA Tour setups. They're kind of driving it far, wedging it in there, and it's a putting competition, whatever. This was like a golf shot competition. You had to, like those shots on 18 in both the 72nd hole and then the playoff, you could feel it with the wind. The pin was howling left to right. They were talking about how few people had hit that green in regulation. They were talking about the tee shot. Like Matty Fitz in the playoff, his tee shot carried 250.
Yeah.
Like with a fucking driver. And
Right.
he's, he probably averages 302 for the year or something. And he hit it 250 and had, a 4-iron in to that pin with the wind howling. There's trouble, all left, all short, all over the place. And he hit that 4-iron right at the flag. They kept showing the replay from when he did it, when he won there in 2023.
Yep.
When he hit that 9-iron to like a foot. This time he had a 4-iron in, but he hit an unbelievable shot and won it. I have my every week. I'm betting on Scotty thing going.
I was thinking about you while I was watching that
not
playoff.
rooting for Matt Fitzpatrick.
When he made that bogey on the 72nd hole, I was like, I bet Riggs is losing his mind.
I
right
was
now.
pumped on the plane. I was kind of with the guy next to me too. He had a bunch of Masters gear on, like Ryan Richardson. So I was like, this guy gets it. We were kind of watching the golf together, but then I paused it to watch Barstool Spring Break, and I came back to it. But that was when Matty Fitz like flubbed that chip. I was like, is he going to 3-putt this and lose the tournament?
Because when you cross-hand chip and it doesn't work, it always looks like you messed up big
Yeah,
time.
for sure.
And he just missed his spot. He missed the center of the club face. It looked like, I don't know if it was nerves or obviously the wind was really, really tough to chip in that condition because that green is lightning going down to that pin. But also when you get it up in the air, the wind is all in your face, right? So like it's probably so messed up on where you're lining, where you're trying to aim that thing and where you're trying to land it. You saw both of those guys take a ton of time walking around the green, looking at where they were going to land that thing and how high they were going to go. They both went with different trajectories. Scotty went a little bit lower, Fitz went higher, and you saw the higher one just got
that kind of chip in the wind is so hard. When it's downhill but into a steady wind, I always find that really, really hard.
Yeah.
If you bump it and you just are off by a fraction, the wind doesn't affect it at all, and it just chases gone.
Right.
And if you do it, I feel like we at our level always come up short there, like Fitz did.
I don't have the stats to back it up. Is Scotty Scheffler the greatest chipper on tour right now? Does he have the greatest short game? When he chips the ball, when he's off the green, his wedge shots, his little chips, they don't go beyond 4 feet ever.
Yeah.
He has a chance to make it every single time it rolls to the hole. If you can pull those up, I don't know
See if I can find the scrambling statistics PGA Tour.
Got to be up there.
Dude, he's automatic. I know they all are, but he
is 6th in the world.
6th?
Or 6th this year on the PGA
All
Tour.
right. This might be a top 10 here.
That's good. No, I mean, if you look at the names too, Guess what? What percentage do you think Scotty Scheffler is getting up and down this year on the PGA Tour?
Like today, it felt like it was
Which, by the way,
100.
this is a shocking number. Like, I get that we're thinking it's gonna be 100, but think about like
No, I
how
know, I know.
often you know people that get up and down like 1 out of 10 times.
I know.
Nobody ever
I was
gets
gonna
up
say,
and down.
like realistically, anything over 30% would be really, really impressive in my mind. I'm gonna say 41%.
He is
Oh,
69.41%.
dude, above half is
Scramble.
crazy.
Isn't that insane?
So
Dude,
6 out of
Russell
10
Henley
times.
is 73% getting up and down this year.
7 out of 10 times.
7 for 10.
Insanity.
So he's
But the
number one?
PGA Tour.
So he's number 1 at Henley.
Russell Henley's number 1. Xander Schauffele 2. Robert McIntyre 3.
Who's last and what's their number? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Let's go to the other end.
162nd on this list is Cam Davis,
Uh-oh.
51%.
No way.
Bottom of the barrel, 51%.
That's insane how good these guys are. Our boy Neil Shipley's right in front of him,
Shipping is
161st.
phenomenal, man.
Think about that, man.
I'm going to have to start tracking my own up and downs now.
Yeah, dude, I bet we're in like the 20s.
Have to
you know,
be.
it's like we never get up and down. Like,
No.
even though, you know, I feel like I got a pretty good short
When
game.
I
You still
chip-
don't get up and
When
down
I
all the
chip
time.
in one putt, it's the greatest feeling ever.
I think if you go back and watch the Breaking Series, I might be 0%. I don't get up and down. I really don't.
How insane is that? 73%. And
Yeah, I mean, that
Incredible.
just shows you got to
It's
be
incredible.
for the bottom to be 51. You got to be real good at golf to be anywhere close to these guys.
And how insane is that? Like, Scotty Scheffler hits the ball better than they all do, and he also gets up and down
Right.
70% of the time.
Right. The time he misses the green, you're still not out of the weeds when you're facing him.
No,
Because he's
Also-
just getting that up and down. You better stick one tight because he's gonna bury it. He's burying the next one.
It's also like, I'm looking at this too, like, it says missed GIRs from Scotty is like 170. Think about how many greens he's hit then.
Wow.
500 greens he's hit.
Right.
Like, it's crazy.
Right.
That's insane.
Yeah.
I miss every green. I never have a birdie putt.
And talking about something more relevant, like in his game, that last shot was pretty horrific. Then, if you're looking at the numbers, right in the playoff, I know the wind got it, but I mean,
yeah,
he
even that felt uncharacteristic. It was
That was one of
way
the worst
back
swings
there.
he's ever made.
Like,
Yeah,
He was 40 yards
all that
short.
data coming into your head, and you were looking at that shot. Scotty Scheffler, there's no chance he doesn't hit that green when you just read all that to me.
Yeah.
He didn't even come close.
No, he hit as bad a shot as I've ever
How
seen.
far
him hit.
was he? Like,
He had a 6-iron. I don't know how long. I think he was like, I don't know exactly how far. it
no,
was,
how
but he had
far did he
6-iron.
end up with on the next one? Because I wasn't listening to the broadcast.
Same distance. He
Yeah, I
was
was
like,
gonna say,
especially after you
I think
watch
he was 90
Fitzy-
yards away.
Fitzy hit the shot, and you're like, all right, these guys can get it there.
It was really cool to just see the difference, how he went for like that low trajectory, that draw up against the wind to have the wind kind of fight it. As our guy Tiger told us in one of the videos, he played as a backboard. He's never going to go too far left. And Fitz had that little like arm out, kind of just like hoping. You could tell in his brain he's just thinking, please cover, because I just hit the shot I needed to. Penetrating, that abbreviated follow-through type thing. And just like he held it out like, oh, I don't know. It wasn't like a cocky, like walk it off. It was like I'm hoping for I'm holding on for dear life that this thing covers, and it did.
Yeah, he hit a great shot. Shout out to CBS on the winning putt.
Yeah.
Switch the cams.
And you could see it happening. You're like, oh no.
Yep.
And it was right when he settled in, because you can't, we know this from like filming our own 9 and 90s too. Sometimes you set up a camera, you got the shot, you step in, you don't realize that you were blocking the hole or you're blocking something you needed to see. As soon as he stepped in and wiggled into his putt, like his knees like covered the hole, and I was like, oh no. And then they nailed it. They went to the worm cam,
Switched.
and they had a perfect angle of his putt. You could just see it breaking left to right in there. So they absolutely nailed that shot. So shout out to CBS nailing that. I think Matty Fitz, by the way, has been handling the USA stuff so well. I was watching his post-round presser, because this happened to against Cam Young at the Players'
That's
Championship,
players, yeah.
where it was like heavily pro Cam Young and heavily anti Matty Fitz. And when they brought it up to him after at the Players' Championship, I remember him being like, "This is like," he said, "child's play," I think, compared to Bethpage. So this is great. They brought it up again, and he had phenomenal quote. He said, "Americans are incredibly patriotic, and I think that's great." And he was like, "It never crossed the line. Nobody was saying anything in my backswing. I completely get it. I think it's great."
Also, if he has the opposite opinion of that, it's going to get worse.
Yeah.
Not that it's going to get any better. I think if you're just matched up in the final group with an American and you're Matty Fitz, especially if it's Cam Young or it's Scotty, who are very notable Americans, you're going to hear some of that. But if he comes out after the press conference and says, how about what happened at Bethpage? You guys suck. You guys are losers. It's going to have an opposite effect.
For sure. He threw a little jab in there. He was like, he said that about them being patriotic. And he goes, but apparently they don't have, or he said they only have short-term memories because we won in October. Is what he said, which I think was like fair.
I think that's fair.
For him getting chirped all day.
His wife's American too, right?
I think so.
So, I mean, you're not going to go out there trashing, Americans. I feel like he's one of us at this point.
Yeah, he lives here.
I think Rory, what press conference he said that America is the greatest country in the world.
Yep. Yeah.
That was recent.
I'm trying to think, was that like right before the Ryder Cup?
It was.
When he said that?
I mean, it's crazy that the Ryder Cup team that they play on forces them to have to say that. I mean, obviously they love living in America. That's like what they want. That's what they chose to do. They came over here. They played on this tour. They had a chance to stay at home and they didn't. So it's like to have to make them say like they like the place that they live in is insane.
Maybe those chants are for Matty Fitz.
I'm claiming them.
That was a big part of the one of my favorite parts of the Ludwig conversation we had, where he was like, I think you kind of asked him like, where's that like? Do you really like want to leave Sweden? He's like, oh yeah, I wanted to get to America and play golf in America.
It's a perspective
all I wanted to do.
It's obviously a perspective that we don't have on this show where we were all just born in America, so we don't know. We just like, everything cool happens here, right? And then there are people who like Ludwig and seems like Rory who once they get here, they're like, this place is great.
I thought about that before. Where like, I'm always just like in my head because I'm American and biased. I'm like, everything good is here. I always think like I've thought like if you're an actor, like you want to go to Hollywood. Like otherwise,
but that's true though.
Yeah, no, 100%.
Yeah, like what other like is there? Obviously, sports it seems like, and movies and all of those things. If you are striving to be involved in those types of businesses, this is the place to be.
Right. Like if you want to be like the best actor in the world, you can't be like, I'm going to go live in like Belgium.
Yeah.
And also a lot of the best actors in the world are British and they come here and they like have American roles.
A lot of them.
A ton of them.
Yeah.
Well, I guess it's hard because now like there's got to be places that are in London, like studios and stuff that we don't even, but it is American companies, I would assume. It's all.
I think so.
Yeah.
But that's just the way I've always viewed
Totally.
it, being like you're outside if you're in the acting game.
Although there's it's true. It's probably changing though, right? Like you think about international films are starting to like really start to win a lot of awards.
Yeah, and I think it's a lot more.
Parasite. I don't think that was an American film.
No.
I think it's a lot more prevalent now with streaming and everything too.
But sports, no doubt.
Yeah, is there any sports league? Well, soccer. Obviously.
Soccer's a big one.
This is going to enter some sort of jet stream on YouTube.
That's what we're trying to do, man. We're getting those numbers up.
Soccer, for sure,
It's
bigger
big.
internationally.
Oh,
Sure.
No
I'm
doubt
ready to
about
put
it.
my foot down. Premier League.
Yeah, we got to keep the streak in a row. Make it.
It's been a full week.
Who's going to make the headline this week?
It's been a full week since we've made controversial headlines.
I think this is pretty controversial what we said here.
Okay, good.
Really?
Get it out
Well, I'm
there.
just saying, like, I think American football soccer players would do anything to go over there and play in the European.
I would also-
Yeah,
Premier League.
if you go, like, I follow a lot of the Messi highlights. He's in my algorithm, and every single comment under a Messi highlight is like, "LOL, look at playing against MLS." It's like it's a video
Dude,
game.
if you take a guy from New York FC and say you want to go play for Real Madrid, they're
the
packing
dream.
their bags.
That's the dream,
It's
brother.
great. And Formula One.
Okay.
They all live in what's the one from the Iron Man movie? What's that little place?
And
there?
if we're
what's that race?
Oh, I don't know.
It's the most famous one. that they do.
Monaco.
Monaco.
And if we're really trying to get ourselves out of the weeds with just everything international, cricket. Huge internationally.
Cricket's huge.
Oh, you're
massive.
what you're doing now. The first part was already clipped. We're done. They're not getting to this part.
Yeah.
Oh, no
What are you
way.
trying to save over here?
The first part is
What are you trying to say?
look at these dumb Americans. They would never. It would
We
never
are
come
saying,
this far.
every sport's here. Like we're talking about hockey. Like the Islanders, like average 16,000 people at their games this year. You go to one cricket match in freaking India, and you're talking 100,000 people. Easy.
How many
Shits on NHL.
How many professional soccer teams would you have to go through to get to like the best MLS team?
Oh,
You know what I'm saying? Are there like
I don't know.
are there 300 better
Well, don't they all
professional
play on
soccer
both?
teams? Yeah, they do like the Champions League
Yeah.
where they like and then a bunch of some
Also, like
guys
Messi plays for Miami, Inter Miami.
Yeah.
So like, there's got to be. Yeah, I don't know what the answer to that is, but United States hasn't been very good in the World Cup, so I think I'm just going off of that.
No, we definitely haven't.
No,
not
the
even
women's
close.
though. The women's is pretty good
I think that we're like the best team
in the world.
I believe.
We don't know what the fuck we're talking about, man. Let me just get out there and say that right now. We don't know what the fuck we're talking about.
Not a clue.
Why don't you clip that? We don't know what the fuck we're talking about.
We really don't.
We don't.
I don't even know how we got here.
I
I can't get my ears to pop still.
You're
I feel
sick as a
bad for you.
dog. I gotta get away from you. You're sick as a dog.
I've been sick, yeah, and
Sick
I
as a
think you
fucking-
gave it to me.
Probably.
I think the factory, the Borelli factory that is like sniffles and
Oh,
stuffed up.
2
and
weeks ago, I was sick as a dog
I-
on the podcast in my room via Zoom, and I was telling you guys I can barely sleep at night. My head felt like it was gonna pop, like it was a balloon, and that went on for like a week or so. Obviously, having a baby in the house, it just keeps like staying there, and everyone's sniffling and coughing, and then we're fine. We open up the window, spring came through the house.
Yeah.
We all feel good, and then I hopped on a podcast with you. Your eyelids are popping.
Oh yeah, I sent these guys a picture. My eyelids were different sizes.
Oh,
Wild,
dude.
dude.
One was
I
way bigger than
could
the other.
Feel how sick you were. through the picture.
And that was actually near the tail end of it. I was like, all right, I'm starting to feel okay. And then I woke up the next morning, and my one eyelid was 5 times bigger than my other one.
Dude, your sinuses were so clogged that they were trying to come out your eyelids.
Yeah, no, it's just been like a 2-week battle of sniffles, plugged up. I know Riggs had a little bit of it, and then I've still got the remnants of it. And when I flew tonight, my ears just didn't pop when we landed. So this whole podcast, you guys have sounded like I'm underwater, which sucks.
Oh,
It's actually like an incredibly difficult way to.
you didn't realize
communicate.
you've been yelling at us this whole time?
And that's the thing. I like can't really regulate the volume of my voice, but it's actually you don't realize how hard it is to communicate when you sound like you're underwater.
My nose was so runny last week that I couldn't be in public. It was like
This is the thing. Like
it was
you and I,
unacceptable.
me and Riggs don't have kids, but we got guys in the crew who have kids now. So I think we just start spreading it around a little bit.
Start spreading.
Is what it is.
That's yeah. We're definitely gonna be getting you guys more sick than you want. That's just a trade.
Bummer,
It's
man.
not fair, but it is what it is.
I know.
It's definitely
Well,
not fair.
honestly,
We
not
didn't-
because Brendan's got us flying around the fucking globe, so I'm not gonna see my kid for like 3.5 months.
That
4
was
months.
True.
great.
So they're not getting sick. We're not getting sick.
That was a great realization from Frankie on the group text. He's like, "Wait a second, I'm just never going to see my son."
He's gonna be a totally different person. We got so much travel coming up, and it's great. We have. I'm never ever gonna complain about our job. The only thing that starts to get a little bit hairy is when you just don't see your family for a long time. That's a really tough thing. I mean, you could be a professional hockey player, you could be a professional football player. There's times when you're on the road. Some of these guys go on 10-game road trips. They say it's really hard to get through. It's like you're just missing your life. It's different like when you have a schedule and you know, all right, like I'm not going out and golfing the best golf course in the world, but I get to go home to my family every night. Like some people value that over playing golf courses, which I certainly do at this point. Like I definitely value family time now and watching him grow up more than like blading a wedge over a green. But it's our job and I love it and I'll never ever take it for granted. But it's definitely something I'm battling with. Like, seeing that we have 26 days of the next 32 on the road is tough.
Sure.
Going from 12 months old to 13 months old, and I'm not going to be there for any of that. He's going to learn a lot. He's going to be walking. He's going to be talking. I'll be seeing it over FaceTime, but it'll be good.
A lot of travel coming up.
A lot, dude.
May is a heavy month for us.
San
May.
Francisco.
May is gone.
We've got Texas, Oklahoma. We got Texas, Oklahoma, San Francisco, Ireland.
Yeah.
With the potential of Atlanta being thrown in there for me because I might be playing Family Feud.
Oh, I saw that.
Yep.
Put that on my list, by the way.
Yep, Family Feud auditions are coming up, so I might not even be in Oklahoma with you guys because I think that's when the auditions. I don't know what's happening, but I got picked as a teammate of Brandon Walker's, Mincy, and Eddie Barstool. It's a pretty damn good team.
Good team.
We've got to get through the Mincy hurdle, which is Brandon Walker's dream has been to be on Family Feud. And for anyone that doesn't know what we're talking about, Family Feud has invited Dave Portnoy and Barstool personalities to compete in Family Feud, and it's a dream for everybody.
It's one of the best shows of all time.
Oh my gosh, I grew up watching Family
Steve
Feud.
Harvey, it's going to be unbelievable to experience that. So Dave, in the best way that he could, instead of just picking 4 people to play with him, he's going to do a tournament. So he had basically everyone from the company respond to an email saying, if you're interested in playing in a play-in tournament, respond to this email. Apparently 200 people responded, and he ended up picking 16 people to make 4 teams. Is that right?
I believe that's
It was
correct.
16 total. So he made 4 teams, and we're all going to play in a play-in tournament, the winner goes on Family Feud with Dave as their 5th person.
Incredible.
Which is
So cool.
such a cool experience. So my team is Brandon Walker, Mincy, and Eddie, and I'm the 4th.
That's a good team.
It is, but Brandon Walker's dream is to be on Family Feud. Dream. He is Family Feud. He is.
Yeah.
Just as much as I'm sure Kirk is probably, like, they've been watching. There's such trivia and such knowledgeable TV people that is like the pinnacle for them, like being on an actual TV trivia show.
Yeah.
And Brandon Walker's path to that is Mincy, who is like the demise of everything that he loves and holds
It's
true to
perfect.
himself. So that's going to be a hurdle to kind of get through. And we've got some great teams that we have to go through as well. But I feel pretty confident because it's not trivia. It's just like.
Yeah, it's like general knowledge, kind of.
What do you?
Like,
It's like what
right,
does
like
the country think about
like
this?
Ask me a Family Feud question just so I can get prepared.
Things you bring on an airplane.
Headphones.
Okay.
Now, is that number 1? Probably not.
I would say luggage is probably number 1.
See, that's a good question, though. That's a great question.
Okay.
Because I'm thinking to myself, sitting in my seat, but what does the general public think about going on an airplane? Bring on an airplane. I didn't technically put the luggage on the plane, so my brain went to what do I physically bring on the plane?
Right.
But the general public might just say, yeah, of course, you bring your luggage on an airplane. But I'm thinking a little bit too specific and cynical and psychotic the way I think.
Yeah, like
I'm way too.
Pillow might be up there somehow.
Correct.
You
know?
got to water
Like,
it
what?
down a little bit.
You have to water it down a ton.
Just a little, just like what the general public of America would think to bring on an airplane.
Right.
Luggage,
Right.
pillow.
Maybe. I don't know if that would be up there.
Headphones
has
is pretty
to-
good.
yeah.
I think it'd be on the list.
Yeah, probably 4.
I think it'd be on the list. I think
Probably
it'd be on
4
the
and
list.
5. So yeah, I'm
Um,
excited for that. But a lot of travel.
Lot of travel. I was texting with Francis, and he said that he got dinner with Brad Dahlke recently. And Brad Dahlke was saying the place we're going in Oklahoma is unbelievable.
Shangri-La.
He said the par 3 course, Brad Dahlke said, is like the best par 3 course he's ever played.
We're super excited. I mean, Brendan's been talking to the guys at Shangri-La, and they're very, very excited to have us there. I think it's a huge resort. They've got everything there, right? Casino is what I was kind of trying to get out of you there. I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Oh yeah. You can get nasty.
We can hit
over
the
there.
tables.
Very nice. Yeah.
You know,
Oh,
Shangri-La, is that what it's called?
Mm-hmm.
I've been seeing that on my thing. I thought it was like we were going to Asia or so. It kind of looks like. I was like, what?
It's got a little like zhuzh to it.
It's like we doing a little Tokyo trip. What is this? But
throwing a little English on there.
this episode is brought to you by Kraken, the official crypto platform of Barstool Sports, the only platform we trust not to slice one out of bounds when the market gets shaky. That's probably a shot at us again, right? From the ad copy team there,
Yeah,
you know?
usually.
Definitely.
Golf's all about consistency, same swing, same routine. Don't overthink it. Crypto's the same idea. You don't need to time the perfect shot. Just show up and keep swinging. It's not just crypto. Kraken also has stocks and ETFs too. They got over 11,000 equities, boys and girls. So you're going to want to make sure you're on Kraken. That's where we're at. So whether you're building a portfolio or just getting started, it's all in one place. Over 13 million people trust it because it is simple, reliable, and built for long-term players. Here's what all is in the bag when it comes to Kraken. 350 plus cryptos to trade, 11,000 plus equities, including stocks and ETFs, recurring buys so you can stack while you're out chasing birdies, rewards for holding certain assets, geo restrictions apply. Plus, you can get up to $200 when your buddies sign up through your referral link. Terms and conditions apply. Build your stack like your handicap, slowly and with fewer disasters. Feels like another shot right there. Kraken's giving you $25 in Bitcoin. New users go to kraken.com/barstool. Use code barstool25 when you sign up, deposit, and trade $100. Boom. $25 in BTC. Done. That is kraken.com/barstool. You know how quickly things can change. One swing or one hole can shift everything with DraftKings Sportsbook, America's top sportsbook for live betting. Look, we got playoff hockey going on right now, and you're going to hear us kind of talking about this, the action as we are recording this podcast because of the DraftKings Sportsbook. We have the Buffalo Sabres game was going on during a lot of the show. I had wagered upon the Buffalo Sabres. Turns out Brendan Jones did as well. So a lot of fun action, and it's all brought to you by the DraftKings Sportsbook because you can get in on the action.
Yeah, I was in Colorado, and they have it there, the DraftKings
right.
Sportsbook. So I was at the Avalanche game, being able to place wagers on shots on goal, overs, winners, scores, anything that you want in terms of playoff hockey. We also obviously have basketball coming up, or basketball that's happening right now. So it's a fun time to be on the app because there's so many big games that if your teams aren't in it, or if you just want to be involved in these big nationally televised games, you want to have some action, being on the DraftKings Sportsbook is the place to be for that.
And new Sportsbook customers, if you bet just $5 and your bet wins, you'll get $300 in bonus bets instantly. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now. Use the code FORE, F-O-R-E, to turn $5 into $300 in bonus bets if your bet wins. In partnership with DraftKings, the crown is yours. All right, LIV Golf. It did commence this weekend. It occurred. John Rahm won in Mexico City. It was his second win of the year. He hasn't finished outside of like top 2, like pretty much the entire year.
Yeah.
It was a little bit of a weird scene, if we're honest. The entire weekend, I was seeing a bunch of the clips and a bunch of the commentary. Was that like it just felt like everybody didn't know if they were like supposed to be there. There was some crazy clips about the conditions. Bryson ended up withdrawing during the final round. It sounded like he had some kind of tweak in his wrist or something like that, he said. So Bryson ended up withdrawing. And again, there was kind of some weird, they canceled all the press conferences on Tuesday and blamed a power outage for that.
Okay.
And then David Faraday came on the Thursday broadcast, and he kind of started it off by saying, there are still some writers and broadcasters that take pride in their work, but this generation has spawned a bunch of fast typists, that consider themselves to be experts, and evidently they're not. It must be exhausting. And then his co-host there, Arlo White, said, it must be exhausting trying to will the LIV Golf League out of existence. Take a day off, everybody. And then it says the broadcast was then hit with a 2-hour blackout. That was
Yeah, you can't make that up.
that was
Frankie, you weren't here on the last episode. You were traveling, which we're doing a lot of. What did you think about all the reports like surrounding all of this that's going on with
Yeah,
LIV?
it was definitely stunning. It was one of those that you couldn't keep your eyes off of Twitter and Instagram to see what the next update was going to be, which in defense of LIV, they've built something to the point where we're all waiting on pins and needles to see what the next move is going to be. So they're obviously a real entity to the point where we want to see what the result of this is going to be. Are they going to be continuing after this year? I thought the CEO had a bunch of weird moments where he was saying things that ended up getting deleted. I don't know if that happened after you guys had recorded.
It did.
But he had done a press conference saying that they are funded through the year 2026, and then that wording was then deleted out of a video. He redid the whole entire interview again, and they just didn't say that part. So I just think that there's a lot of things going on right now. There's a lot of people. There's a lot of emails being sent with probably all capital. I'm thinking of like Dave emails when you just say something you're not supposed to say.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All of LIV execs and people that are speaking on behalf of LIV right now are getting yelled at by someone because things are just not matching up. The wording is weird. The verbiage is weird. No one knows the answer, and I think that's probably because they actually don't know what's going on.
Well, and what is it, Scott O'Neill?
Scott O'Neill with one L.
With one L.
One L.
He's been did I see that he maybe even commented on, even if we don't have PIF funding, we're going to try to figure out a way to keep this thing going? He's really just sort of like down with the ship, Titanic, like ready to go.
Which I think you have to be, but
yeah,
that was that email we read last week that was like sort of, it was saying that everything that he had to say, but it felt not real. Where he was like, we're going to earn it in the grass. And he was like saying all this flowery stuff about like how we're staying the course.
He had this one quote that he was like, he's like, if we're just going to talk numbers, and this is me just paraphrasing, because if we're going to talk numbers, you can have your 300 million. I'm going to go after the 7.5 billion. So it's like there's an American tour and then there's an international tour. He goes, if we're just talking numbers and we're talking money, you can have your 300 million. I'm going to go after my 7.5 billion.
Hey, man.
I was like, dude, he had me hooting and hollering. Let's go get him.
Oh, I mean, the rallying cry.
Let's go get those 7 points. I mean, are you crazy? If this is a pyramid scheme, I'm on my way to the top because I am bought in. I want in.
Hey.
7.5, what's bigger? The American population or the global population? You tell me the answer to that.
I think it's the global
Yeah,
population.
so what are we doing here? What are we doing here?
It's and then, I don't know what's going on with Bryson, the wrist. I know he was complaining about the conditions. Not a great week, optics-wise, for LIV for him to pull out of that golf tournament.
No. Well, you had all this drama, and then all of a sudden the golf course looks like shit.
Yep.
You've got Bryson saying, "Oh, so you guys have just lost the grass." Did you see that one?
Yeah.
Clip?
Oh, yeah.
He goes, this is rough then." He's like, "Oh, this is rough."
He goes,
the bunker,
he says, there certainly has to be a ruling.
he hated that. Then the bunker. I didn't know if that was AI. The bunker clip was absurd, where he's like, "This is just not sand." He goes, "Someone's going to break their wrist in here." So I don't know if that was AI. I don't know what's AI.
I can't tell
anymore.
either with the AI stuff.
It's hard to
Sometimes
know
the audio,
anymore.
it's like so clear. You're like, that had to have been AI
Right.
audio. Anyway, I saw a clip of him complaining about the bunker, and then all of a sudden he said that the wrist was going to be an issue. He ends up, taking himself out because of a wrist issue. Weird.
They needed him to
weird-
not withdraw.
Yeah.
You know, they need him to tough that out.
Shout out to John Rahm. Wins in Mexico, and he's just an international winner right now. He's just winning all over the place. He's definitely playing some good golf.
It's insane. I just saw he won $4 million. It's like,
Well, I mean,
he's just doing that every week.
Yeah.
we left it on the last episode, like, people weren't getting paid.
Yeah.
So, like, that was, I thought, was going to sort of bear out in a way where guys are just like, I'm not going to show up.
Yeah, and there's a big, a lot of people were kind of connecting some dots because the PIF just sold 70% of their stake in, I think, professional soccer team. So it feels like they're sort of like, that's awesome.
Buffalo
Let's go.
Sabres just scored
Let's
2 goals.
go.
Tage Thompson. Wow. I remember sitting in the bar at Borelli's Italian restaurant with Brent Thompson. He was the New York Islanders' assistant coach at the time. And this was a week before the draft. And I didn't really know much about Tage Thompson, but his son, Tage, was in the draft. And we were talking about it with him. And I'm like, dude, how sick is that? I'm like, and we were having a couple of drinks, a couple of hooting and hollerings.
Yeah.
I'm grabbing his neck. I'm like, your son's about to be in the NHL. This guy also, Brent Thompson, played with Wayne Gretzky in L.A. Yeah, he had his own hell of a career. And he goes, Frankie, he goes, you have no idea how good this kid's going to be. He goes, I know he's my son, but, like, he is going to be a superstar. And he goes, I cannot wait for him to get to this league. Buffalo has him, and he's a superstar.
Gold medalist, right?
Yep, that's right.
And
And didn't start with Buffalo. He got traded, did he not?
I think that's right.
He didn't get drafted by Buffalo. Or did he get drafted?
But
and
we
then
might
traded
be
by-
getting into the realm of stuff I don't know about now. Where
just type in Tage Thompson.
I'm going to look it up right now, dude. I'm looking it up right now.
What a moment this is for the Buffalo Sabres. This place is
Drafted by the
rocking.
Blues.
Drafted by the St. Louis
I'm
Blues.
trying to think, was it like some trade that they...
I don't know that he ever played a
That's
game
what I
in
mean.
there.
I
Well, he
was
definitely
like-
didn't play a game for them, but I don't know if it was in like the AHL, whatever that was. But he's a freaking gamer, man. Shout out to Tage Thompson. Shout out to Brent Thompson. Look at this guy. He's like 6'8". An
Oh, yeah,
absolute
look at that.
giraffe.
Look at that.
Awesome. All right. Yeah,
How-
LIV, man. Very weird, very strange. But guys are still getting paid. And did I see something today? This could have been AI also. This whole show is like, we should just change it to could have been AI. What's John Rahm's caddy's name?
Adam Hadwin? No, that's the golfer.
Oh, he's been on the
Canadian.
show.
Hayes.
I think it's Hayes.
Adam Hayes.
Yeah.
I saw. Did you just fart? Did you just rip ass?
Brendan Jones is farting off camera.
What the hell was that? What the fuck was
We
that?
all heard it.
You just ripped ass.
Everybody heard it.
I can't
Just
hear
a
anything.
guy
and I
being
heard
a
that.
guy.
Yeah,
Just-
his ears don't even work and you heard it.
I
You
heard
heard
it.
that?
I heard it.
Mid conversation about Adam Hayes, you just ripped your asshole. I saw that he has a house on the market for $15 million. Did you see this?
Dude,
He's selling his house for $15 million. People are saying if that's the caddy market, someone in the comments goes, "Get me a bag." This guy's looking to carry.
Somebody throw a bag on my shoulder.
If that's the market, someone toss a bag on this shoulder because I'm looking to fill some divots. Dude, I'm gonna look it up right now.
So John Rahm's caddy is selling a house for
$15 million.
Hey man,
Crazy amount of land.
Again, all this LIV stuff is weird now, but I'm ready for 5 years from now when we learn all of it about everything.
Same. I can't wait.
Per the Wall Street Journal, John Rahm's caddy, Adam Hayes, has listed his North Carolina home for nearly $14 million that sits on 100 acres.
Listen, man, it's been a lucrative couple of years to be John Rahm's caddy.
Definitely has been.
And then the top comment was, Rahm currently leads by 6 in Mexico City. Like they just keep making money
Yeah, I mean he made $400,000 this week.
every week.
You know, just
It's a pretty good job.
And I would imagine, I don't know anything, but when you jump over together, I'm sure.
Rahm got over 300 million, right?
You got a lot. I don't know that ever came out.
It never came out, which is another thing I'm waiting for with like when the documentary of all of this comes out. I'm ready to see some lawsuits happen, some discovery happen, and some numbers happen.
It's a good point because I still, from the Brooks thing, when like undisclosed, they did this, they did that. Like, I don't know if Brooks Koepka walked away with $150 million or if he walked away with like 30 after all that. Like, I have no clue.
None.
I have absolutely no clue.
None.
Both those numbers are substantial, but I think in every reporting and rumoring, it was always the higher one because there's no way these guys would have jumped over unless
I think that's probably right.
Yeah.
Especially those big names.
Totally.
And the Rahm deal remember how big of a deal that was?
Well, that's a guy.
They just scored again. Buffalo scored again. The place is going absolutely fucking nuts, man. Look at Buffalo right now. They haven't been to the playoffs in 17 years?
Turn the volume on. I want to hear this.
They haven't been to the playoffs in over 15 years, I think.
I think it was 2011 was their last goal in a playoff
Oh
game.
My God.
I saw it said
Look at that place,
listen
man.
To this place.
God,
is
I
awesome.
miss playoff hockey. What the fuck were you doing, Islanders?
Playoff hockey is awesome.
Oh boy, the Bruins are toast right now. And then again, we're recording this on Sunday.
It's okay. We got to watch. You know? This is sick. Oh my God. They're going crazy in Buffalo.
It's so crazy, too, that we just don't claim them as a New York team.
No, you don't. I don't think of
New
them as
York's
a
got
team.
enough teams.
I know. So much so that the Buffalo Sabres and the Bills both put out good luck Toronto Raptors in the playoffs. Like, that was their synergy post.
Really?
As opposed to, the Rangers put up the Knicks and they claim that, like, northern attitude. Shout out Noah Khan.
I saw a bunch of people going. I saw Dave was tweeting about them doing the Canadian national anthem.
Do they do that?
Yeah, people couldn't believe it.
Wait a minute. So every home game, they do the Canadian national anthem?
Well, they did it. They, again, I don't know if it was AI.
My
but
God.
apparently they
Well, that's crazy.
Saying the Canadian national anthem.
I get that they have fans from Canada that are their fans, but that's...
Wait, do they do the American one too, though?
Yeah.
Better damn fucking hope so. Fucking Buffalo. It's still an American-ass city, is it not?
For some reason, I was under the impression that all NHL teams did the American and the Canadian national anthem. Wrong about that.
Yeah.
Okay.
They only do it when they play a Canadian team.
I must have seen a game where they played a Canadian team.
You ever watch a game in Montreal and they just announce everything in French? That one throws it for a loop.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's like they're playing in Europe. It's nuts.
No. That I have not
The
experienced.
goal, everything in the background. The guy that's on, the MC of the night, he's just speaking in French.
Wow.
That's a hell of a place to play too, I bet.
Ryan Richardson, do we have to do closest to the pin? Did somebody bring it?
Wow.
Ryan Richardson.
Unbelievable.
Oh, closest to the pin is brought to you, I believe, by Sun Cruiser. Isn't that right? I think that's brought to you by Sun Cruiser. I know we talked about him off the top a little bit.
Barstool Classics are going to be a problem this year. I always would dabble with drinks in the past. Someone would offer me a drink. I'd be like, yeah, we're definitely working. We're doing the whole thing. We're filming. I'm doing the announcements. This year with Sun Cruisers, I can't turn one down. I really can't.
Dude, I was drinking Sun Cruisers this weekend. They are a problem because they're so delicious.
I have 10 cases at my house that just got sent. 10 8-packs.
Folks,
They're
they are
gonna be
made with
gone.
real iced tea, real vodka, real lemonade. Perfect for the golf course. No bubbles to fill you up or get you bloated. Just 1 gram of sugar and 100 calories. 4.5% ABV, so you're going to keep it flowing all day long. Sun Cruiser is officially the ready-to-drink canned cocktail of the United States Open and the United States Women's Open, so you know that they know their way around a golf course. 4-2 Buffalo. Next time you're at your favorite course or bar, order a Sun Cruiser. Crack one open today. Sun Cruiser is bringing you closest to the pin from Ryan Richardson. Can we get a little update, Ryan Richardson?
Yeah, so the current standings are Trent 14, Frankie 12, me 7. I guess it's me and Kiz now.
Yep.
And Riggs 6.
God damn it.
So that was before we
this
did
update
last week.
sucks, Ryan Richardson.
Wait, so Kiz is at 7?
Well, like, I'm about to read what everyone went through now.
Oh, wow.
Well,
So
it's me and Kiz now.
Oh, combined.
Yeah, because like he's not gonna be on every show, so like
I see.
I
Okay,
figure
okay,
we'll be
okay.
like a little team or whatever.
Got it.
Okay, I kind of like that little team.
Okay. Yeah.
We'll see how it goes. I might not like it.
All right,
Let's
so
keep winning.
the first one was the winning score to par at the Masters tournament, which was -12, and Trent got a point there. He had -13. you guys were all kind of like -10, -9. So
That wayward tee shot by Rory cost me a point because
Yeah.
I would have hit it right on. He
Yep.
pars that hole, no problem, 13 under.
Probably the broadcast not finding the second shot.
Headline.
allowed to say
We
that?
making a headline?
I wasn't here for the whole fallout after that either.
Yeah, you were.
Touchy subject.
Yeah.
Touchy
Good
subject.
numbers on YouTube though.
Really
Oh,
good.
buddy.
Podcast is bumping right now.
We're flying.
Podcast is booming
Kiz
on
is
YouTube.
good for numbers, dude.
Oh,
Yeah, he is.
Big time.
He's also just, I said it during last episode, he's got opinions and people want to know
For
him.
sure.
Some people don't want to know him.
No.
Well, and a big part of the reason he wanted to join this is because he gets to give his opinions. He's an opinionated guy.
He really is. And
Also, in my last take on that is people have opinions about us all the time. They're more than likely pretty negative, mean opinions.
he made that point.
We
Big
don't
time.
say anything.
Ever.
I've never called anyone's boss or anyone.
Ever.
No, I
I've
would
been
never.
like, they can't say it about me.
That was a huge part of my point last
If
week.
I said that every time someone says something negative about me, I wouldn't have time to do anything else the rest of my day.
You wouldn't see Frankie till he's 18.
I'd just be calling everyone. You can't say that. hey, you can't criticize that.
Stop doing that.
I was on Kirk's show and I was like, dude, hundreds of people are critical about what we do for a living every day. Usually some people with big platforms. And then I was like, some people at our own company. And then I was like, Kirk, it's usually you, actually. And I
we
was
got
like,
crazy text messages being like, I've never sent a text to anyone that's ever said anything. It's unbelievable. But yeah, I mean, that's in the past now, which is
Yep.
nice. And we'll just move on. But
it's in the past, opinionated guy.
Yeah.
And we all are. That's why we're here.
We support Kevin
We
Kisner.
Definitely.
Oh, yeah, buddy.
he didn't. Yeah.
That's what it. I know.
You
Don't
didn't do
get
anything
crazy.
wrong. It's
Don't get
crazy.
crazy.
Just talk
All right.
about a broadcast.
No, I don't mind if you get crazy. We need some numbers, man.
Well, it's just like it's a broadcast. What are we talking about here?
Well,
It's just,
that was
I
another
know.
big part of the conversation. Like I was, if the first football Sunday of the year every year, the next day, all the sports shows are talking about Tony Romo, Chris Collinsworth,
Oh.
the new score bug. You weigh in on it. That's like the most shared experience that we have is like the broadcast.
I also saw Jim Nantz went on somewhere, I think, and he talked
Pat
about
McAfee.
McAfee, and he talked about the Rory putt. He's like, we made a mistake.
Yeah, he
missed
said
it.
mistakes were made.
Oh yeah, there was a huge PR piece that happened after like Kiz gave his opinions. They were trying to get out there,
Look,
getting
and it's a different world.
totally.
It's network television is a different world.
Very
man.
much so.
It is a different world.
And like we said with Kiz, we're not going to rehash the whole thing, but
No.
he's stepping in all those worlds.
It's not easy.
No,
It's not easy to do.
I also
Credit-
thought we were pretty fair on our original pod. I thought there was multiple sides. I took the side of CBS multiple times.
yeah, it was
where
a discussion.
I was like, it's the Masters. Pretty freaking hard to not get into that movie
Well,
telling story.
Of course,
You know
I mean,
what
Kiz,
Like,
of course, is the only thing that gets clipped, and
right,
it
right,
gets,
of course.
it goes out.
for sure.
And he even saw my point. Yeah, whatever. It's conversations are not allowed to be had anymore. It's nuts.
I hate that part of it for sure. I think that part's very annoying.
All right, Ryan Richardson.
all right, so we talked about this one a
Richard
little bit.
loves the clips though. He loves the numbers. He gets high
For
back
sure.
there on that.
No, that's his
Of course
job.
he does.
Yeah.
He's got a good instinct for it too.
When we just are vanilla like this sometimes, he's like, what am I going to do with this?
Yeah.
Right.
The hell am I going to do with this?
A hotel room show before the Barstool Classic is not Kiz making waves. You're gonna see a drop off tonight. But that's all right.
It's okay.
He wants me to say something. I can see it in his eyes.
Nah,
He's gotta
we're good.
bait- you gotta
You got
bait him.
you got a couple good ones, dude. You freaked out a little bit.
He's ready, dude.
I got him in my notes.
He's like, wait till you see this clip, bro. You don't remember saying that?
All right, so we had mentioned this on the last pod. Kiz getting the final putt dropped, or the time that
yeah.
the final putt dropped at the Masters, almost exactly.
No.
It was 653, and he guessed 654.
No way.
So he got 1 point. Could have gotten 2. I guess it's really dependent on what you were watching on, because like some people are watching on YouTube TV. They got like the tape delay thing, and then like live
I
television.
made that joke last time.
I made the joke in our group chat. I said 5:53 Central Time. I was on it.
Yeah.
I got it exactly Central Time.
Wow.
You know what I mean?
And you may have gotten it in real time, depending on how long the delay in real.
Boom.
Yeah.
You guys have been saying that.
I did that joke last time.
okay.
It was good.
As
Who
far
knows?
as
Who knows when that putt went in?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying.
as far as my math on YouTube TV, he got 1 point. So,
Fair enough. I think that's fair. You are the guy who doles out the points.
yeah. The next one was, what will Fred Couples' Friday score be? He shot 75, and Kiz guessed 75 on the dot.
God dang.
So 2 points for Kiz. And
we got to stop doing golf questions.
Yeah.
But then he got the hockey one exactly too,
Yeah,
right?
it was.
No, he did not.
Yeah, it was total gold scored in the national championship game. It was 3,
3.
and he guessed 3.
Oh.
And you guys were laughing at him. I went back and
I
watched
said
it.
7.
Yeah, you guys were like, oh, 3. Like,
You idiot! You southern moron! You don't know puck. Guy's freaking guessing it.
All right, so what do the standings look like now?
Trent still in first, 15. Frankie, 12. Kiz and I, 12. And Riggs, 6.
Jesus.
Wow.
What a week for you guys.
Riggs
Yeah.
didn't get a single point.
Nope.
No, dude.
So you guys went up 5 there.
Yep.
That's incredible. What
Shout
a
out,
week.
Kiz.
Shout out, Kiz.
Great
All right,
week.
Let's go closest to the pin.
Yeah.
Great week.
So that brings us to this week. And the first one is obviously Matt Fitzpatrick just got the dub. And it's a Zurich Classic. He kind of goes mini viral every year for that, for playing with his brother.
Yep.
Gets a sponsorship exemption. So what will the Fitzpatrick brothers score to par be at the Zurich Classic? Matt and I believe his name's Alex.
It is, yeah. So,
Score to par.
is there a cut at this event?
I think so.
If they miss the cut, what do we do?
Well, they'll still have a score.
Oh, so you're saying
true.
even if they... Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Okay.
Idiot. The way you said that.
I was hoping maybe you could just do miscut, but
True. Oh, yeah, you could do that.
no. No, but they're going to have a score,
Yeah.
even if it's through 2 days.
Yeah.
It's always interesting because the guys that missed the cut could end up having a lower score than the guys who made the cut. You know, you could blow up on Saturday, Sunday.
Yeah.
To astronomical numbers. Not that that's going to affect the way we're doing this thing here, but I never know. I could be way off on this. The team event, I never know how low they go on this.
I feel like it's usually like in the 20s ish.
Yeah, I'm going to go crazy.
It was going crazy.
All right, so Frankie and I both said minus 20. Riggs said 17, and Trent said 14.
All right.
Okay.
So shout out the Fitzpatrick brothers.
Yeah.
Next one, obviously it's kind of like that time of year where there's a lot of playoff sports going on. So we got a bunch of different sports we're covering on this one. So we have Victor Wembanyama, who's playing right now. Actually, you guys made me turn it off for the hockey, but that's okay.
Turn it back on.
Listen, man, if I were running it, we'd be watching the Spurs.
By the way, I can't figure out this NBA play-in stuff. Every time I look, my Phoenix Suns are still playing, trying to get into the fucking playoffs.
Yeah, I don't get it.
They like lost the play-in game, and then they're like in the playoffs.
Yeah,
Well,
they-
so it's this 2 teams, the 7 and the 8 seeds play for the 8 spot, or sorry, it's the 9 and the 8 seeds play for the 8 spot. So then there's 2 teams that can win that, and then if you win, you're automatically in, and then if you lose, you have to play the winner of the 10-11
See what I'm
game.
saying?
The clip on Wake Up Barstool, I don't know if you saw it, of they put up the graphic, and Dave was like, there's got to be a better way to do this graphic. It was like there were lines going everywhere, and he was right. Because it is, and you guys are right, too. It's a little, if you're not like locked in,
Yeah.
you're going to have trouble following
Trent,
it.
every night in the local bar, the Phoenix Suns are on. They're like this elimination game, like, but they keep losing. Wow, this is insane.
They lost again tonight.
Yeah.
So they're out now.
No.
No,
they're
they
in.
they won the game.
Now they're in a full series against the Thunder.
Yeah.
Okay, so what's the Wemby question?
It's going to be his total points, rebounds, assists, and blocks for Wemby in Game 3. So that'll be Friday night
Okay.
because this comes out Tuesday.
Total
Points, rebounds, assists, and blocks. And his average for the
Points?
year is 42.5 per game, all those.
Okay.
All right. Frankie says 50. I say 55. Rick said 38. And Trent says 47.
Defense, baby. I'm looking for him.
It's fine.
He gets hurt a lot, no?
Is he gonna
Wow.
win the MVP on your bet?
I don't think so, no.
SGA, right?
Yeah,
I
it's
think
gonna be
so
SGA.
now I've got the Nuggets winning the title.
Okay.
That's something I'm watching out for.
Ooh,
Good
okay.
luck.
Thank you.
Okay.
So the next one is the NFL draft is on Thursday.
Holy
Giants
smokes.
made a crazy trade.
Oh, yeah. That was wild.
Two top 10 picks.
2 top 10
a
picks.
lot of sports going on right now.
So I will, as a caveat for that trade does not count for this question.
Okay.
'Cause I'm doing how many trades will there be in the first round? There were 4 last year, but on draft night, how many trades will there be?
Okay.
Okay.
So 4 last year.
Can you believe my ears are still plugged?
Don't get me sick, dude.
I'm not trying to.
Yeah, we should be exempt from getting sick for a little bit.
Right.
I just don't know. For some reason, it's just not how it works anymore. You keep getting sick.
All right.
I agree.
Frankie said 3 trades. Trent and I say 2, and Rick said 6.
Love
Whoa.
I love it.
Love it, dude.
Well, I got to start going the other direction
Making
for you
moves.
fucking guys.
That would be an exciting first round.
So I'm
would
talking,
be.
give me some action, baby.
Yeah.
Love
Yeah.
that.
Jets with the number 2 pick. Who are the Jets going to pick, Ryan Richardson? That edge rusher?
Yeah, with David Bailey probably, or
Yeah,
Sonny
Bailey.
Styles. Yeah.
I saw Bailey. That's all I keep seeing.
Yeah. No, he's really good. I think that'd be a great pick for them.
I can't believe we get another hockey game right now. This is awesome.
Oh, it just started.
Dude, this
Vegas versus Utah. Shout out to the Utah Mammoth making the playoffs.
Yeah.
No S.
I met that guy, the owner. I met that guy at Gaza Ranch with
Really?
Coop. He was in the bar with us. He's like my age.
He's a big Pebble Beach guy.
Yeah, he's got a house there, right?
There's a story that that he was like having people over. It was loud. I'm pretty sure this was about him. So if it's not, then it's just a lie. But like he was having parties and his neighbor was complaining about this. Don't you guys remember this story?
I don't.
And then he went over. He couldn't take the complaints anymore, so he went next door and he offered them just a blank check to like buy their house and just get them out of there. But if their house was worth $20 million, he gave them like $40 million to get out of there.
Jeez.
That was like the rumor.
Yeah.
So he owns both properties now. It's like on 18 at Pebble, something like that.
Holy smokes.
Well, yeah, he was a
Young dude.
He was like a homie. I met him, at Gaza Ranch, and he was just hanging, having beers, we were chilling, or whatever. He was the man. He was like trying to get Coop to come coach his team. He's like chirping him at the bar. It was
I'm
great.
just completely blanking on his name. I can picture his face, but it is what it is.
We got one more?
Yep. And it's NHL, so that's perfect segue. Total goals scored on the Friday night NHL playoff slate. There's 3 games: Lightning versus Canadiens, Golden Knights versus Mammoth, and the Oilers versus Ducks. How many goals will be scored on that Friday night slate across all the games?
3 games?
3 games. Rig says 19. Trent says 15. Frankie and I both say 17. Damn.
That was going to be hot.
Okay.
17.
Fantastic.
Love it.
All right, gentlemen.
Shout out Kiz for bringing me up.
He had a great
true.
week.
12 points.
That's right. That's right.
Dude, before we get going, I got to tell this. I haven't told this Foo Fighter story yet about my experience. It's been like a week and a half since we were in Augusta with
Sure.
DraftKings. You guys know how much I love the Foo Fighters.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Foo Fighters.
Well, yeah, Foo Fighters. Is the emphasis on the Foo or the Fighters?
With fighters.
So yeah, love the Foo Fighters. Been going around seeing them for years. I saw them at the Super Bowl. I was lucky enough to do that. Saw them at Jones Beach, whatever. I've seen them a bunch of times. SNL went and saw them when our guy Nate Bargatze hosted, who now Noah Khan's going on SNL, so shout out to him.
With, I believe, Matt Damon.
Yeah, it's going to be a big one.
Just another, it's like part of the foreplay bump. You should get on it,
That's right. So when we had heard that we were going down to the Masters, awesome. And then with DraftKings, we were going to be down in Augusta for the whole entire week. That the Augusta After Dark party, which was going to have a bunch of DraftKings celebrities there, like Shaquille O'Neal and Kevin Hart, and I met Andrew Jones, outfielder for the Atlanta Braves.
No way.
Andrew Jones was there, just ripping. I was talking to him.
That's crazy.
Andrew with a U.
Yeah, with a U.
Ooh.
The kid on the Braves that used to face the Yankees back in the late 90s.
He was so fun to watch.
Awesome. Robert Bortuzzo was there, who was a Blue and a New York Islander. Torrey Krug, another Blue and a Broom, was there. So there's a bunch of people that were there. It was really fun to see everyone, talk to everyone. Don and my father were there. So
the real
it was,
celebrities.
all the celebrities. Anyway, so Dave Grohl was the performer. And when I had heard that was happening, I couldn't believe that all of that was happening in the same week.
Right.
What I was doing with my dad and Don, and then also going to this party with DraftKings and Dave Grohl being there. So
that was like the culmination of the week.
Culmination of the week. Incredible. So there's a lot of hype in my mind for this show because seeing him play an acoustic set, you have no idea how that's going to go. Is like everyone going to be like, how big is the venue going to be? So super excited. Don't know what his songs are going to be. Don't know what the set list is going to be. Who's he going to bring out with them? He's got his pianist, Rami Jaffrey.
Okay.
We see him come out. You're like, oh my God, like multiple Foo Fighters are going to come out here. So excited. This is insane. I'm on the left side of the stage waiting for him to come out. He walks on stage. I'm like, holy shit. He's going to be looking this way the entire time. I've had the perfect spot because Rami's right here and they're going to kind of be riffing off each other. It's a weird setting when you're at a corporate event like that as a musician. You've heard this before with comedians and musicians where you're not in a ticketed venue. Like everyone's kind of there. You're in a ticketed venue, but not for you.
Right.
Okay. Like we felt this with pop punk before where we played at like a college bar and we're not necessarily like the thing that people went there to go see.
Sure.
So you go up there on the stage and like you don't know what that fan base is going to necessarily be. Luckily for Dave Grohl, he's Dave Grohl, so like it kind of travels no matter where you enter. You walk into this backyard vista tent area, and you're going to start playing songs like Times Like These and Everlong acoustically, you're going to get some people hooting and hollering, me being one of them. Of course. So he comes out here and he starts playing and I start tearing up. Now, remind you, like, I've got my dad right next to me, okay? And to show you how much of a fan I am, like, my mother-son song at my wedding was Times Like These, the acoustic version, right? So all of a sudden, he starts playing Times Like These. I put my arm around my dad, and I go, this was me and Mom's song. And he starts videoing. He FaceTimes my mom. We start tearing up together. Me and my dad are super emotional people, especially around music. Something about music gets me because it's the lyrics. It reminds you of a place, a time. Some people just, it transcends you. It brings you, it transports you to another time. And it's just, for me, Foo Fighters music has always been that. And I know that sounds kind of crazy because it's like 90s and 2000s rock, but there's like a lot of lyrics in Everlong and Times Like These and My Hero that really get to you when you start thinking of who you're listening to those songs with and like why you love those and who you think of when you hear those songs, right? Like, you know, everything will ever be this good forever? Will it ever last like this? You're standing there with your dad in Augusta. Like, there's times where it's like it was like overwhelming to hear some of the lyrics and be there, and it was awesome. Just such an incredible experience. But my story, as a long winding road to get there, there is a song that he starts talking about. So Dave Grohl goes, "I'm going to play this song," and he goes through this whole entire. He's a great lead man because he can really command a room.
He was doing a great
stories, telling the Mentos story.
He's like the biggest rock star of the last 35 years.
It's insane.
And you have to be a certain type of personality to be that guy.
And I know if this is going to be a clip or something, I know he's had his troubles recently. I'm not going to get into all that stuff. There's a lot of people that have gotten. It's just he's a rock star.
Nowadays, everybody gets in trouble.
It is what it is. I'm just going to love the music, and I'm going to continue to love the music. Dave Grohl tells this story about this song that he can only play in Germany. It's kind of like it's a joking story where he's like, we've tried to play it in the US, it just doesn't really work. It's on our greatest hits album, and the song is called Wheels. All right. So he starts singing this song, and like no one's really paying attention to it because it's not one of his bangers. It's like it was on the greatest hits album, but it was one of those that they slid in there.
Yeah.
So he starts singing, and there's a part where he goes, "When the wheels come down," and in the recording, okay, there's a backup part that he sings also where it goes, "When the wheels come down," and I just felt the need to sing that part because he didn't have a backup singer, so I sang it, and immediately he looks to his right mid-set and goes, "What are you, from Germany?" on the microphone.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Watch this video.
Oh yeah. It's in the clip.
So watch this.
Are you German? Dave Grohl points at Frankie. Goes, "Are you German?"
Then he goes, "What are you, German?" Right? Okay. So now I'm like, I've got him. So now we've got 3 more of those to go. Watch this. So now he's about to go. Yes! Watch him look to me now.
That's so good.
How insane is that?
That's so good.
So good.
And then he goes back to the microphone. And he goes back to the microphone and goes, "What the hell?" Watch this. My dad's crying.
He's pointing at you.
How sick is that?
That's
man?
unbelievable.
Like, is that not the
That's
coolest
unbelievable.
moment? Everything I just laid out, how much it meant to me to be there, why I was so excited, all the emotions. I'm there with my dad, and then Dave Grohl's looking at me singing the song,
So good.
and he's acknowledging me. I honestly thought that I had passed on and I was in another life. I'm like, this is everything I need right here. Golf,
That's unbelievable.
family, music, all the stuff I love. Had the Islanders come crashing through the ceiling and won a Stanley Cup right there, you could put a bullet in my head. You know what I mean? Like, it was it. It was over. I know I didn't have my son there, so maybe my son and my wife would have to come flying in as well.
Yeah, Kool-Aid Man style. They're in there.
Everyone's just in there. And that's like what takes you up into heaven. But it was just unbelievable.
That's insane. I
Dude,
didn't know
to get
that.
that acknowledgement. Like,
Yep.
oh, so much fun. And like, yeah, it's just a moment I'll always remember. And Brendan was behind us. Actually, like the No Laying Up guys were behind us. And everyone was we were all just kind of in this moment. Country Club adjacent guys were right behind us. We're all in this moment of just, everyone was kind of hugging and high-fiving. It was Hopkins, me and him.
Yep.
I've had such great,
yeah.
Kevin Hopkins, we've had such great memories now with Dave Grohl and going to these little private shows. We went to go to SNL, and now we got to go see this together. It's so cool to be able to share that with him.
You guys have a hilarious little, like,
dude. It was just hell of a moment. And yeah, so I'm going to send that to you, Ryan. You can put those
That's
in. It
insane.
was such a cool day.
I didn't know that.
It really was such a cool day.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, so shout out to DraftKings for making that happen.
Oh, yeah.
That was just a hell of an experience.
They're on the boards right there on the hockey game.
There
too.
you go.
There's DraftKings Sportsbook. Unbelievable. That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Fantastic. All right. Well, what a show. There's a chance people are now going to hear myself, Kiz, and Charley Hoffman are working on setting that up. So I'm sure I talked about it off the top if that's true. If it's not, then you're not going to hear me say it. Okay? So don't worry about that part. But incredible Barstool Classic. We got PGA Championship merchandise is now out. So make sure you go. Here. Frankie's got it. Aronimink. Awesome place. Iconic. Just outside of Philly. I've actually never been there, but I've seen it a lot. Donald Ross. I love Donald Ross. So excited to get to the PGA, and you can get the merchandise now. It's really, really cool that we get to partner up with PGA of America for their big events. We've done it for the Ryder Cup. We do it for the PGA Championship every year. And this one is no exception. We work hard on the gear. Like 6 months ago, we're in conversations and we're in meetings with our merchandise team being like, this is what we should do. This is what we like. This is what we don't like. And now for that stuff to be out is incredible.
Like at this point, it's just official merchandise. Like our logo is just on the inside.
Yeah.
Just showing like
Subtle.
this is as good as it gets.
Yeah.
Subtle.
This
If
is
you're going to the
truly
tournament,
golf course.
that's what you would want.
Yeah, it's great.
Really, really good. So make sure store.barstoolsports.com. You can check out the gear there. Otherwise, again, big thanks to Sun Cruiser for sponsoring what we do and the Barstool Classic. You're going to see it all over the place this summer, so get ready, and we'll be back.
I got one real quick thing. You said O'Neal before, Scott O'Neal. You said 1L. It got me thinking, I want to hear your famous O'Neals that you want to just rattle off. I'm going Paul O'Neal. You're going Shaquille O'Neal.
Jermaine
O'Neal's a great one.
Ooh, I would have never got that one.
O'Neal.
Anyone got one more O'Neal? In the comments, if you're listening to this at the very end of the show, write your most famous O'Neal that we're not thinking of. It could be 2 L's. It could be 1L. Come on, give us one more O'Neal, Ryan.
I don't know
Richardson.
how famous she is, but Blair O'Neal, the
Blair
golf
O'Neal.
channel.
Oh, yeah, there you go. That's
channel.
a great one. Anyone got another O'Neal before we cut? You're saying no? You got no other O'Neal? Tyler O'Neal. There we
I
go.
think you're right.
Done.
Okay, that's good.
There's not that many more O'Neals out there.
Pretty good
Jermaine
job.
and Shaquille were the only ones I had.
Yeah. All right.
Pretty good job.
Yeah.
I can't
All
wait
right.
to read the rest.
We'll be back on Thursday. Thank you for listening. Hit it hard.
Hit it hard.
Hit it hard.
This interview is sponsored by Microsoft 365 Copilot. What if you could add an AI assistant to your work without leaving your workflow? Built into Microsoft Word, Excel, and Outlook, Copilot works where you work, helping you do more in the apps that you already use. That's what's huge. In Word, Copilot helps turn scattered notes into a first draft. That's huge. Again, you can just throw notes in there, whichever you'd like. Maybe you're not touching up everything. Maybe you're not dotting all of your I's, crossing all of your T's. Word is going to do that for you. It's incredible how well it works. In Excel, Copilot's going to generate insights from the data that you input in there. And in Outlook, it cuts through the noise to get you up to speed much faster. Once again, this interview sponsored by Microsoft 365 Copilot. The apps you know go further with Copilot. Learn more at m365copilot.com/work. Once again, that is m365copilot.com/work. What a great clap from Kevin Kisner. All right, folks, we got a special guest today, Charley Hoffman, who's been on the show before in a couple different contexts. And you know, we've referred to you quite a bit whenever we just tell the seagull story that Kiz told. So I feel like we've brought that nickname up 1,000 times. But Charley Hoffman rocking is that the Vegas Knights hat? Is that what you've got on?
Damn right. It's playoff hockey time. Best time of the year right here.
I'm so jealous, man. The Blues didn't make the playoffs this year. Our last playoff experience was when we had a 2-goal lead against the Jets last year with like a minute and a half left, and then we lost that lead with 2 seconds left, and they beat us in overtime. So I don't get any playoff hockey time this year, which sucks.
Are you not going to give him a full intro like you've been doing our previous guests?
4-time PGA Tour winner. One of my favorite qualities about Charley Hoffman is that he has served multiple terms on the Player Advisory Council and twice served on the even higher level policy board of the PGA Tour. A lot of that gives context to the incredible letter, I think 7-paragraph letter that he wrote to his fellow PGA Tour members last year that got everybody, including your most recent 2-time Masters winner, Rory McIlroy, really cooking. Please welcome Charley Hoffman to the show. You know,
How you guys doing? Thanks for having me.
you got a nice setup there, actually. You got a great studio.
Kiz has seen this through COVID virtually every day, all day. Me staring at the screen, and
I told him that's the first way to go to retirement is to have your own podcast set up.
That's a bad sign when you log in and you have a great setup behind you. That's like, oh shit.
I'll go, Riggs. I did Cooper Manning's podcast today, and their producers emailed me 180 times about my setup, and I was like, "Look, man, I do a podcast. It's fine. Just send me the link. I got it." And then I wrote back, "You want to know how you know you don't play golf anymore? Is you have answered all the questions before they ask them. I have a camera. I have a mic. I have a computer. I have the whole setup. Thank you."
facts.
You want to be a player who, when they log in, it's like shaky. You don't even know how to get a computer. They're on their phone. There's like a tree behind them and bad noise. They're like, I don't know how to do this. I just play golf for a living. So unfortunately, you guys both have
I won't lie. I won't lie. Since we're on this, we need a fourth Cooper Manning, Bumgarner, Kenny Mayne podcast. This mic is from them because I didn't have shit.
So they sent it to you?
They Amazon me a mic.
Damn, I could have got a free mic.
So this mic is courtesy of We Need a Fourth. My setup is courtesy of many years on the PGA Tour in the background. This is my / man cave, gym, hitting bay, everything, movie room, watch 3 TVs, watch hockey, watch football, maybe watch a little bit of golf, probably not. But you know what? This is a decent setup where I take all my calls, sort of my safe space.
And that's how you know you're rich, folks.
Is that a Players Championship dart board behind you? Dart cabinet board?
Facts.
Holy
Darts.
Shit. That is sick. How is your dart game?
My dart game is very below average. For as much as I've played darts through my college years, and it's very below average. It should be better. I won't lie. I'm not very good at darts. It might be the amount of beverages consumed when I attempt to play darts, but it actually gets better after the more beers I have.
I gotta think I've thrown 0 darts sober in my whole life. Right? Like what scenario could possibly arise where I would just be firing darts at something sober? I don't think that would possibly exist.
I'm trying to find this video to send to Ryan Richardson and my friend at a member guest last summer. Oh, I got it right here. I'm gonna send it to him to put up. We were playing a member guest, and they had all the silly games out, after the stag night. And he sends this dart at the board with the balloons. It's like pop the balloon, and he misses the entire 10x5 board 3 times in a row. And I didn't think he was being serious, but that's just the level of incompetence he was at that point, that he couldn't hit the board.
It's one of the more demoralizing moves somebody can make when you throw, miss the board, it hits the wall, and then like slowly limp dick like dribbles off the wall onto the ground, and you're just like, God damn, man. Sorry about that, boys.
I was trying my best.
Right. That's all I could do was give it my all. What kind of player feedback did you get from the whole letter situation, Charlie? I know obviously some people made some comments publicly. JT put a letter out. A lot of your kind of take was, that you think it's better for the tour to have larger fields rather than these sort of limited fields. You really kind of went in a little bit on folks saying they want to play less, yet they're still doing TGL, flying from California to Florida and then back out to the West Coast. What was like some of the behind the scenes player feedback that you got from that?
Obviously it's not a secret. And Roy and I are, believe it or not, on very good terms. I think, I think Kiz knows this. I speak my mind in what I think. And I don't think on one side I'm very open-minded when it comes down to it. It was a lot of focus at the top players saying they want to play less, which is a bunch of BS. They just want to get paid when they play, which I don't have a problem with, by the way. I mean, I don't have an issue with that. We unfortunately or fortunately, depending on who you are, the PGA Tour doesn't make you play any events. You don't have to play a playoff event. You don't have to play a signature event. You don't have to play anything. But we're lining up sponsors for $20 million to click to sponsor these events, you need participation. So the Delaware group said, oh, we want to play less, we want to do this. And it's like half the guys want to play less, half the guys want to play more. You're never going to make the whole membership happy. But when people start talking, it's like, this is the reason why we're doing this. And then they're going to play the race to Dubai, which I don't have a problem with, playing over in Australia for the Aussie Open, which I don't have. I mean, reality is, for the game of golf, it's better to play globally. I mean, they are taking this game, or Rory's taking this game across the country, which is amazing, but it's not the best thing for the PGA Tour. So if you're sitting on the board representing the PGA Tour and you're saying all these things, but you're actually supporting the Aussie Tour, the DP Tour, and all these other tours, you're not really supporting the PGA Tour when you're taking events off that need to be supported, because you've got sponsors here domestically that need you in the field. So I was just calling that out. And obviously TGL was a very strategic move by the PGA Tour. We can go into depth about that, but the reason why TGL was formed was to keep players here domestically and not to play LIV. I mean, it is an event, a league that was formed so you couldn't join another league. I mean, that's the reality of TGL, which is
another way to make money.
And another way to make money, and it's great. And another way to make money for the players. I mean, I think it's pretty upfront that we've made a lot more money since LIV's come around. It's been a good thing to be an independent golfer, an independent contractor in the game of golf. No matter which way you went, you made a ton of money. The guys stayed on the PGA Tour made more money. The guys that went to LIV made more money. Everybody made more money. It sort of trimmed the fat of which way we're going to go. And who knows where it ends up. And obviously a ton of rumors in this last week about what's going on. But I think the tour is a better product now than it was 4 years ago.
Do you think again, I know a big part of sort of your points were you think the tour is a better product with, more people playing basically in events, larger fields of the best players playing against each other. I feel like we now get, a lot of the times that the top players in the world do show up, Scotty, Rory, it is sort of these signature events that are technically smaller fields. So when you say, you think it is better now, I agree that I think it is, but I guess I would ask, like, how can you sort of have both? How can you have, what kind of other ideas, I guess, can you come up with to, if you are a sponsor, to have more of a likelihood of delivering for those sponsors? The top players in the world are going to be there. They're going to show up. They're going to be taking it seriously, and it's going to elevate the status of the event that you sponsor.
I mean, I don't think it's a secret, and I'm not on the player. I'm on the player advisory council, but I'm not on the board anymore. I don't really get any of the, I will say, the good information any longer. But I think it's not a secret that we're trying to make bigger fields and have more events with everybody playing. Now, I think it's a pipe dream to think that our top 10 players on the PGA Tour are going to play week in and week out. If you have 26 events, we'll say 26 tier 1 events, they're not going to play 26 PGA Tour events. But if 95% of the guy play those events, it's okay to lose a couple guys and have cuts. I mean, I think from what I've heard is you're going to have X amount of events on the PGA Tour tier 1. You're going to have a cut. There's going to be something on Friday to cut to, and then you're going to have the weekend with most of the top. I mean, the cream rises to the top. I mean, the top players make the cut. I mean, 90-something% of the time. I mean, they're virtually in that weekend no matter what. And everybody likes the cut. I mean, I don't think there's anybody on tour that doesn't like not having a cut. So I think we are, I would say, morphing into having more events that are bigger, that we play together more often in the near future. I think they're all I mean, that's what the FCC is trying to figure out now, the Future Competitions Committee, which is the board members and the executive directors. It's gonna, or the independent directors. I mean, I think that's what's morph into is sort of what I was talking about. You're going to have 100 and something guys playing. There's going to be a consistent field, and you're going to have a tier 1 that is pretty top heavy.
I'm going to start with a compliment to Charley Hoffman, which is probably what I've never done in life on record in public.
It's a big moment.
So I want everyone to listen up. Big moment. and I've only told this in deep, dark, secret holes to my other friends, but Charley was the most impressive player board member I ever watched. And I think I did 3, maybe 4 years, because I maybe added one for COVID or something. He did like 8 in a row or whatever he did, because he's insane. But Charley's the only dude I've ever watched in person legitimately stand up for what was right for the PGA Tour and maybe not benefit him. And I think that's one of the most admirable things in life that I've ever seen. And he would make a decision based on what benefited the entire tour and not just what position he was in. And I really love him for that. He's one of my best buddies in life, but I would never tell him that, even though he's on this show. Charley, close your picture real quick.
That's just between me and Kiz. That's between me and Kiz. You didn't hear that.
Just me and you, Riggs. But I've got a question on where do you think the PGA Tour starts in 2027?
I think the PGA Tour starts in Palm Springs in 2027.
And then what? I'm just curious because I have no idea. Like, if
I have no idea either. I think it goes Palm Springs, San Diego.
So we start like right after the playoffs?
No, I think
because the playoffs go through January, right?
I mean, I was just on social media right before coming in. There's news to me that Hawaii, Century, and Sony are no longer. That's via social media. Yeah,
I saw Foreplay Pod posted that, so it has to be 100% true.
So
we are.
I literally
news.
Saw that. So I think those
got to be true.
I think those 2 weeks are off the calendar. So
we start in like divisional playoffs of NFL.
I think so, and I think San Diego goes up against the playoffs, or I think it could be the bye week. San Diego could be the bye week, and then Phoenix obviously up against the Super Bowl. San Diego and Palm Springs could flip flop for. I mean, I don't know what what American Express has, Square has with the tour this year. I think everybody's up in limbo, to be honest with you.
Don't people love the MX? Like, I know the MX doesn't get all the hoopla of a lot of other tour events. It was as a fan, I represent the fan. It's a lower tier event. However, ever since I moved to Phoenix, 5 years ago, it's only 4 hours away, 3 hours away. And everyone that goes, the players, the agents, they all rave about it as that's like a beloved kind of event on the schedule.
I'm very biased on this. One, I'm a past champion. And two, I'm from San Diego, and I'm 2 hours door to door to this event. I don't think there's a better place for a PGA Tour to start their season. You've got easy-ish golf courses. You've got amazing practice facilities, and the weather's good 350 days out of the year. I mean, it is a awesome place to start your. I mean, it's like it's spring training for us when it's said and done.
Yeah. And plus all the manufacturers are rolling out their new equipment, and it's your place to hit it in the most dome-like conditions you could ever ask for.
Right.
So I am very biased and I think Amex loves it. All their top clients and executives come out to that event. They entertain the players like it. They do an amazing job. I don't think Amex. If Squirry even wants to be in the, I think he loves the spot where he's at. To be completely honest, I mean, so back to, you don't have to have every event be huge. I mean, they don't.
Right.
I think they get their core fans, their core viewers, but I think you nailed it that the players do love that event. The guys that play it. Traditionally, some of the guys haven't played it because the two Sony events or two events in Hawaii are a lot of travel for guys coming from East Coast like Kiz, and they're like, I need a week off. And then back to TGL, there's a TGL that week. There's guys flying to Florida to play TGL and then coming back to play it. There's a lot of balance. But if you were just in Florida and didn't have to go to Hawaii, and then you're like, oh, I'll fly back to Palm Springs on Tuesday or whatever after doing TGL, that's not that big a deal. Going from Hawaii to Florida back to that's a big deal. You're going to lose some guys. Now I think if back to hypothetical, if you start in Palm Springs, you can play TGL on Monday, Tuesday, and then get out to Palm Springs on Tuesday evening and play Wednesday, few holes all over the golf course. Not to mention another great thing about Amex, you get carts during the practice rounds, which I'm looking forward to on the Champions Tour in about 8 months. Let's be honest here.
Who's counting?
But no, Amex has been awesome. Obviously, is my first win in 07 when it was the Bob Hope Chrysler Classic, hosted by George Lopez. So it's something that's near and dear to my heart. But I love that event.
Riggs and I were still in college in 07, Charlie.
I was acting like I was in college in 07.
Like just started college.
I was out, but I thought it was funnier joke if I said I was still in.
Yeah, that is funny, that event, just because, again, like I've actually never been to it. I just know, if you are talking about who really makes the calls and the policy board and the competitions committee, it's going to be made by people who are going to be affected by how much they like or don't like events to some degree. It's not just going to be sort of this selfless nature of which ones are the biggest ones. Now, I know, as having been on the kind of the Thunderbird side of the Phoenix Open for the first time ever for the last year, it's funny how you think you might be privy to certain information on the schedule, but then you realize that like everything's sort of just a rumor and nobody really knows. Like we met with Rolop. I've been at a couple different meetings that he was in. He wasn't like meeting with me, but that he was in the last couple months. And there's been talk of, I know you guys mentioned that like fortnight in between the bye week, where are you going to start the
Fortnite
tour
or Fortnite
season?
I mean, get it right.
I was like, is this the video game or the golf tournament? It's called the Fortnite.
Fortnite.
Are you going to start it there? Or there was talks that like they want to move the Phoenix Open because it's so big from Super Bowl weekend to a weekend when the NFL is not going, so they don't go up against it. I think another one of the sort of tidbits that they put out there was that they wanted to start the season and the West Coast part of the season basically with like a banger of a golf course, which makes me kind of think, are they going to try to focus on a Riv or a Torrey Pines or a Pebble or one of these like major championship type venues? So and then I've heard a lot that Roll-Up essentially last year was like, it's ridiculous that we play in the hottest places in the country in the hottest part of the year in like August, that we're going through Memphis and we're going through Atlanta, and that there's a lot of kind of focus on potentially changing that. So yeah, who knows exactly where it will go, but I do think that Hawaii is officially out. And yeah, I like the idea of making events bigger. I know Rory is kind of, and by that I mean, if you shrink the total number of events, each one becomes a larger affair. And like Rory kind of made the point, I think earlier this year, where he was like, look, I've never gotten crazy into the NFL, but the NFL does an incredible job of just basically dripping important things to you. The season's relatively short, but then they have the draft and they have all of it that just kind of goes on nonstop. And he was kind of making the point, maybe we could benefit as a tour from not having repetitiveness every single week and going to a shorter schedule. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see how it falls out.
I mean,
but
let's take a step back. The thing that the NFL has is playoffs. You can call whatever we got. It's not playoffs. I mean, it's not less people playing golf tournaments doesn't make a better product for TV. It's not that it doesn't bring more eyeballs to the TV. You got the NFL, you got eyeballs watching all their teams throughout the season, and then you got all the eyeballs watching specific games during the playoffs. And I'm going to steal this from Jason Gore. It's a mathematical thing. We don't gain more eyeballs all of a sudden because we have a playoff event. Our same core fans watch our event, no matter if it's a playoffs or not. Only thing that gains eyeballs is the major championships. The major championships are our playoffs, are our events. Now, they are in the middle of the year, and we don't own them, which is a big issue for the PGA Tour. That's a completely different subject, how we tackle that one. But we don't own our 4-5 biggest events. We have some ownership in the Ryder Cup now, but we don't own our biggest events. That is an issue for our players. We support them, our players playing them. We are compensated by a purse, but we gain nothing from revenue, from concessions, from merchandise. We get nothing from that. we are compensated handsomely in the purse, but nothing compared to what is coming in. So the product is, we have something building up to a tour championship and an end, but that doesn't bring more eyes to our event because it's not any better. Our product isn't any better. It's the same players playing a competition, which is, it's good. That's a year event and we get paid handsomely, but the fans don't want to hear about how much money we make. No one talks about the Super Bowl and how much money they make for making the Super Bowl. They playing because they want to win the Lombardi Trophy. I mean, that's simple. So we have an issue when it comes to playoff, and I don't know how you brand that, how you make that better. It's something we're trying to conquer. And now our participation, since I first got on tour and we sort of changed that format, participation through the playoffs and the tour championship has been amazing. We had an issue 20 something years ago that people weren't playing the tour championship, which is one of our biggest events. The tour championship is now one of our biggest events again, and all 30 players are playing unless they have a limb that they can't play with. So we're doing something right for players playing those events. Now they're back to compensated handsomely because of it. So you got to take a deep dive and going, how do we make our product better in our playoff, our postseason, and see how we do that to gain viewership. I don't know how that's done. I'm not smart enough to do that, but that's a hard.
I think it's elimination. Man. That's like what we love in America, that they don't
but
do.
What happens if Kevin Kisner's playing Tom Hoagie in the final? That is a disaster for NBC.
100%.
I don't know about NBC, but maybe CBS.
That is what happens.
Even you can't keep their eyes on the TV that long, Kiz.
You get a shitty World Series sometimes. You get to like small market, non-exciting, sexy teams, and that's the part of it. But I think that
but every baseball fan still tunes into the World Series to watch the World Series.
Yeah, and look, the World Series is just bigger, like, because we can't really compare the World Series because our comparison would be the Masters, where it's like they're going to watch no matter what. It's not really the playoffs. It's just the terminology that they're using. So that's what kind of my point is. If you're going to go with the playoffs, what does make the playoffs insane, and you and I were talking beforehand, NHL playoffs, I think, is the best playoffs that we've got in the whole world. It's riveting, but every single moment, every game feels like the biggest moment.
Every minute is.
I
mean, literally on ice.
And,
on every minute of hockey.
Like, Scotty Scheffler is going to tee off where, like, if he just took off the first couple weeks, he would still be basically leading the FedEx Cup going into Eastlake no matter what. So that's where you lose us with the playoff thing, where it's like not really, you don't have to build up this huge lead. It's like, okay, you got into the playoffs. Now, maybe in sports, you get, in a lot of our typical top four sports, you get home ice advantage or you get home field advantage. You get some kind of little advantage. But at the end of the day, if you get Kiz versus Hoagie, like, tough, that's tough luck. But I think you're going to get the other way around more often than that. I just do. And so yeah, you just can't call
what if who was leading the FedEx Cup after the Wyndham got to pick where we played?
Sounds like a logistical nightmare.
Well, that's the tour's problem, not ours. But wouldn't that be sick? Like, hey man, y'all gonna all come down and play Palmetto.
Hey, or fuck, Kiz, fuck. I mean, you might as well play a TGL for the fucking FedEx Cup then if you're gonna do that. I mean, with wedges flying greens because the numbers aren't right. I mean, come on.
No, the numbers are perfect.
Dude, the
numbers are perfect.
The best is when you guys clearly are just, it's so obvious on the face of the player. It's so obvious on the face of the other players that they're like, that guy, I haven't seen him fly a green with a wedge like that by 15 yards in his entire life. And everyone's just like, yep, no problem. And the mics go off. It's just sort of like, okay, damn it, can't watch that.
Well, we're just going to go chip.
I feel like, yep, grab your wedges.
We're going to chip cross-handed and hopefully hit the green.
The bunker's not great either. Have you ever hit a bunker shot in there, Charlie?
I've never been there. And yeah, the answer is no.
The bunker game is elite in there.
It's impossible. The sand is like, I can't imagine, like, you can't make fake sand maybe, but like, it doesn't feel like it's real sand. It's like this clay, like, I don't know. It's shocking when you hit out of it. like shocking how hard you have to hit it.
Especially when you hit the ball. Especially when you hit the ball first.
It goes far when you hit the ball first,
but not as far as it could have gone. You know,
if we have to be honest, thank God that ball hit a flag stick, because if it did not, I would be like, probably in jail for something.
Just a straight forehead shot to somebody else's forehead. There'd be blood all over the place.
Dome is just. Someone was died at TGL on the first night of opening. I think that was the opening night of TGL. We shot 15 over par in 15 holes that night, and I sculled that into the flag stick. It would have killed somebody, and that would have been the end of TGL.
What do we think is the biggest issue for the tour? Is it its product? Is it slow play? Is it a watered down like star power? What do you think what do you think could hold, if you had to focus on one thing, would hold?
This is simple. The issue for the PGA Tour is thinking they can compete with the NFL and can make our product.
I know. I got it right here. We got confirmation there will be no tournaments in Hawaii in 2027 from the PGA Tour, and we can break it right here on the Foreplay Pod.
There we go. NBC lead analyst coming out with the truth.
Breaking news. All the Twitter news is, or no, it's X news. Sorry, Riggs. X news.
I think we can still call it Twitter, legit. Right? Look at that breaking news,
you're
man.
Gonna yell at me.
Good job, Kiz.
Breaking news. We're not going to Hawaii.
You just like headlines, don't you, Kiz?
I'm back in them, baby. I can't wait. I was out of them for 3 days. I'm back in.
No, there's nothing wrong with the PGA Tour. Our product's awesome. In my personal opinion, we got great star power. We got great young players. I think Roll-Up's trying to figure out how we break into the big market. Traditionally, we've failed in big markets. I think Kiz and I played a President's Cup in New York that was, average fans at best.
Agreed.
Let's be honest. So we have literally our showcase event for the PGA Tour, which is the President's Cup. And we had average fans in the biggest city in our country. It's so trying to break into big markets is not where we've always succeeded. We've succeeded in small markets where we're the only show in the town. The Memorials, the Crown Plazas. The Charles Schwab's. The smaller markets we've done really, really good in and succeeded in. Our big market we've failed in because there's other things to do.
How do we get better in the big markets, though? I've never understood that.
I'll use the analogy of San Diego. The Padres and the Chargers, when I grown up, they would only get fans if they were winning and in first place or have a chance to run the playoffs. There's so much other stuff to do during the summer in San Diego than go to a Padre game.
Every Padre game I went to when I was out there, they're just eating and drinking in the corridors and not watching the game.
Exactly. But you got Green Bay, a small market in football that every fan lives and dies no matter what the temperature is to go to the game. San Diego's like, it's maybe foggy today. I'm going to stay in and watch it at the local pub or something. Like, there's so many other things to do in San Diego than support your local team. Unless you're winning, obviously everybody loves a winner and they'll support them. But the PGA Tour when you go to New York, there's so many other things to do and watch and entertain yourself with. And it's half the time a pain in the ass to get into a PGA Tour event. You got to park in the parking lot, take a bus over here, go through security, then you watch golf and walk around. Then you got to queue up and go back. It's a pain in the ass to watch a golf event. Our product's very, very good on NBC week in and week out.
Good save. Good save there.
So it's hard to break into the big markets because there's competition.
Yeah. We've talked about that quite a bit on the show about, it's why like Big Ten country is, the best football country in the world when you're up there during college football. There's nothing else to do. So when you live in, if you're in Minnesota or you're in Wisconsin or you're in Ann Arbor, Michigan, and for those 6 months of the year when the weather's horrific, you live, bleed, and die for that. It's the Buffalo Bills and the Buffalo Sabres and how nuts people go. And again, I've noticed that moving to Phoenix, where it's just like there's people can hike, people can do whatever. So it is harder to capture their attention. It's funny because we do sit here a lot and we opine about what's wrong or what needs to change. But you look, I mean, we talked quite a bit through this now that we've got such a coverage take artist and a coverage member and analyst himself, and Kevin Kisner, of the ratings have been up. I mean, all the golf, the ratings for the Masters were through the roof. I think they were the highest since 2015. I feel like every week or every stretch of 4 weeks that NBC does, that CBS does, I keep seeing reports that the ratings are year over year, pretty much killing it. You think that's a result of good decisions that have been made? Do you think that's a result of Scotty and Rory having a really good run the last couple of years? What do you think that's a result of?
Am I answering this, or Kiz, the TV lead analysis, answering this?
Kiz is going to say
I'll give you my best shot.
Kiz
They hired this guy named Kevin Kisner at NBC, and it really took the rating. No, I think we've done a really good job of understanding what the audience wants to see and showcase that pretty well. And I think we have some elite superstars that are always in the mix, which really help. People want to, when Tiger was playing great, everybody couldn't, I can remember in college every Sunday laying on my couch in my apartment to watch Tiger win in 2003, in 2004, 2005, 2006. And you've got Scotty Scheffler, who's always in the mix and looks like he's going to win, just like he did this week at the Heritage. And people can turn on the TV and they have household names that they're used to, and they can expect, and even if they're not household names, there's a storyline behind it, and we can tell that. But you always have people that you're accustomed to watching and you're accustomed to seeing win, and you associate that with the brand, and that is useful when it comes to ratings, especially when you have guys like those that are in that select few that are in there every weekend. Other than that, I just think golf as a whole has really exploded. Since COVID, people like golf more. That was the thing to do after post-COVID, is to get outside and play golf, and the golf market as a whole has exploded. And so if you're playing more golf, you're going to watch more golf, and people are going to associate that. And one of the best things the PGA Tour has is they know that from 3 to 6 every Saturday and Sunday, the PGA Tour is on. And I think that is the most key thing. It's just like the NFL. The greatest thing about Sundays on the NFL season is I know at 1 o'clock I can go watch football, and I know at 4 o'clock I can watch football. And I think there's an awareness about the time frame, which makes people want to watch.
We've talked about that with that's an issue with TGL, in my opinion. It's like, so a lot of times I don't know when the hell TGL is going to be on. Sometimes it's on Monday night at 6. Sometimes you guys are on Tuesday night at 9. And you're just it's really hard to figure that out. Do you guys ever think like the tour needs to take a little page somehow out of the NBA playbook and lean into, I guess you would call it, the drama, or the fact that there could be a little bit of good guys and bad guys? And I ask that because it's like the tour forever is not released and made public information about fines and suspensions. The tour has leaned constantly in on that, just like everybody's the greatest guy and everybody's perfect and everybody.
Whatever happened to the drug test, by the way? The drug tests were supposed to be announced publicly. Nobody's failed a drug test in 10 years. I'd call bullshit on that.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Do you agree, Charlie? Do you remember?
I don't think we ever said they're going to be announced publicly.
I remember in a doc that you and I read, I was like, what are we doing? We're going to announce drug tests on SportsCenter? And they were like, yeah, that's how we have to be transparent.
I think we might have vetoed that.
Oh, okay. I thought it was I was like, what are we doing here?
Yeah, that's not good. I think we figured out that wouldn't be good for our brand.
Okay.
Do you know what I'm saying? Where it's like maybe players don't like each other. Players have some beef. Players have if they're saying they're even if they're complaining about a ruling or the conditioning of a course, instead of trying to, it feels like, hide and bury a lot of that stuff, lean in to stirring it up, because guess what? You have 100 guys They're playing with each other every week. You go to any office in the world, you can't go through 100 people without there being crazy drama. People aren't going to like one another. People are going to have issues with one another. I feel like it's a little bit too tummy sticks the whole time. And I think that from the media standpoint, or from the tour's media standpoint, from their own media rights, from the way that they package things, and I just feel like it comes off like they're doing everything they can to hide and pretend like none of that ever exists, and they have the power to do so, a lot of it, versus like, let's stir it up a little bit. It's like give it a little bit of the Barstool effect, Mike.
Charlie stirred it up in Phoenix one year when it was dropped, and he told him it was ridiculous and that it.
Love that stuff.
What happened?
Genuinely love that stuff.
What'd you do? You dropped it and then you placed it, and then it rolled in the water, and they gave you another penalty.
I hit in the water, hit a shitty shot. Then a bunch of coots were on the edge of that whatever.
You wouldn't know what a coot was if you didn't go duck hunting with me.
It was coot. I killed the shit out of ducks. I haven't killed a coot yet though.
Your jacket's still sitting on my bench. I saw it last week, by the way.
I still haven't been invited back. I'm trying to figure that out. You go into business with a guy that can't even walk and talk and keep himself upright, but you won't invite me back for a duck hunt or a turkey hunt or anything. But anyways, but back to Phoenix the drop was a bunch of BS. As I went to go get a yardage and my ball ended up in the water, and I had to take another penalty. I'm like, hold on a second. I've already served this penalty, and I dropped it and I placed it, and I'm like, I didn't do anything. And it was obviously they changed the rule, but this is a rule that people have been talking about for years. And it's like, if you don't say anything, and I use this with the tour a lot, again, for the players, if you don't say anything to the staff and the executives, they think they're doing a damn perfect job because they live in a cubicle in Ponte Vedra. You have to raise a fuss every once in a while so they like, oh, this is an issue. They get lost sometimes. And I mean, they got obviously the player support guys on the road trying to relay back to them. But if you don't raise something in the media, they won't do anything about it. And sometimes you have to. You might even have to tag Barstool Sports on it. I mean, you never know.
It was a great call. That was a great idea. It really got
Did you tag us on that?
Us. You were still actually had an occupation job at that time.
No, I got better occupation now. Did you tag us now? Back then,
dude, I remember too.
I don't have to worry about where my 7-iron goes except on YouTube now.
That was a great one, and I remember like Phil, like maybe 3 or 4 years ago, right when he was really in the heat of it with, he was getting as ridiculed as you can for the LIV stuff. He just like made some point about it, and then he tagged like 5 different people, and one of them was me in the comment. And I just had everybody tweet at me like, yeah, Riggs will get it taken care of for sure. I was like, why the hell did you tag me?
See, Phil and I have actually made you. You were nothing before the West Coast guys made you into something.
I appreciate that.
Speaking of Phil, that's Kiz's partner right there. Kiz has amazing energy. I mean,
just relax. That's why Riggs moved to Scottsdale.
Get closer to Phil, play Greyhawk, eat at his place out there.
Yeah, he couldn't wait to join Whisper Rock, Phil's club.
I do love it out there. I'll tell you that. But there's been no sign of Phil for like 6 years, boys. I've been waiting.
He doesn't show up.
Bated breath. I've been waiting with bated breath. There's Phil's Grill I go to at Greyhawk, fantastic spot. Phil's stuff all over there, like you wouldn't believe. But no, haven't seen him. Wild what's going on there. I mean, there's the LIV rumors this weekend were crazy. I was seeing a couple of the Lee Westwood and them were now firing like shots back at people today about LIV shutting down. A very weird withdrawal from Bryson. He was after going nuts about the conditions.
Nothing
get anything out of you guys.
Puts my radar up more than Lee Westwood and Ian Poulter firing shots. That's when I really start to be like, well, this ship is crashing. When those two idiots are firing shots, that's when my radar goes all the way to the top.
Feels like they better not be, raw. Like those are going to look pretty bad tweets if in 2 days it's like, hey, belly up, LIV Golf. I don't know if you want that out there. I could tell you have a ton of respect for that. This is why too, when you brought it up off the top, just like Charley speaks his mind, Kiz speaks his mind. That's what we got. Charley, what'd you think of, Kiz's coverage, just discussions about coverage the last week? Was that, were you like, that's my guy, or what were your thoughts?
I'm not going to make an apology whatsoever. I think Kiz absolutely nailed it, and I love CBS. I think they do a fantastic job. Jim Nance does a great job. Colt does a job. Nablo, their whole team is top notch. Are you allowed to mess up every once in a while? Of course you are. It wasn't great. Now, you got to also take a step back and go, this day and age, there's week in and week out, there are way more cameras on a normal PGA Tour event than there are the week of Augusta. They, to a fault, I think you'd say, there's less cameras. You have your camera behind the green, and then you have a camera guy behind the player. It's hard to, a normal PGA Tour event, there's cameras everywhere. You got a guy on the ground, you got a guy over here, there's cameras all over the place. And not to mention, the technology at the Masters is awesome. But the 2 shots, unfortunately, those guys hit, there was no radar system. There was no anything anywhere to be found. And they couldn't pan off to anywhere. They just panned off into oblivion on that 18th hole. I mean, it was, and obviously there's more before that. If you cornered Jim Nance and Colt Nose, they're not going to say it publicly, but they would say they messed up also. And guess what? They're professionals. They're going to fix it. Augusta's going to fix that. I promise you, and it will not happen again. In which, back to like anything, you learn from your mistakes. That's how you come out better as an organization, better as a TV broadcasters. But they missed that one, which is not a problem. I mean, it was a problem at the time for the viewers, but guess what? No one turned the TV off because of it. Everybody still watched everything going down. It just could have been a little bit better.
Kidding me? Turned it off. I was like, I had to get off my seat and get my head right up by that television. It was like, where's that golf ball? You might see that golf ball anywhere, but I couldn't agree with you more. I think that I think that everything that was said was right, fair game. There were knee-jerk reactions. I think that that is our job, is the vantage point of the viewer. That is our job. That is what we do, and that is what the viewer experienced. And the only thing I don't like about it is that gets misconstrued as like it's the end of the world, and it's like personal attacks against all the folks that you just mentioned, Charlie, where it's like, no, man, everybody's allowed to have a bad day. People have bad days all the time. People, like whatever. It happens all the time. It's not that big of a deal. We're just going to talk about it. You guys do a phenomenal job week in and week out. The amount of things that you do right is incredible that I'll never even understand. The amount, hundreds of people that it takes to put on a great broadcast. You did it 97% of the time. It was incredible. And most years you do it incredible. Most days, most hours, all the time. That was one that was very blatant and noticed by everyone watching, and we had to talk about it. So we did talk about it. So I couldn't agree more with you on that. I did not know the camera thing. I didn't know that I would have thought there'd be way more at Augusta because of the technology that they do have. Their app is unfucking believable how good the app is. And then I could, watch anyone you want, any shot. And that's huge for betting. Like, we're big. We bet on golf a lot. We talk about betting on golf a lot. And I would always bitch at this with Kiz when I would text him back in the day when he was playing a lot more. And I'd be like, yeah, I fucking took you to, finish top 25 this week. And I haven't seen one of your shots. How do I see one of your golf shots the whole week if they just don't show your guy? Masters app, the fact that you can just watch anybody in real time is incredible. So that's why I didn't realize that they have less cameras out there. That's breaking news to me.
Well, I don't really understand the less camera thing. Because how do we watch every shot live?
Because you have a shot, you have a camera that I would say around the green, there's less cameras. So you have the camera that's up top that they're all made that you can't see. And I think it's all for the patron. And this is my opinion. I could be wrong on this, and CBS could veto this. So you have the cameras up top that shoot back to the player. You have the cameras behind the tee that shoot down. And then you have one camera guy that's behind the player.
Yeah, in the fairway.
On the PGA Tour, then there would be a mobile camera guy on face on of a player, which I don't think the Masters has a lot of those guys. And then you have a guy at the green with a portable camera thing. This is, I would say, you never see a camera guy. When have you ever seen a camera guy on Augusta National? You never see it. PGA Tour, you'll see guys in the background every once in a while. So there's more cameras around the greens in a normal PGA Tour event. Even CBS does. CBS has more mobile guys. I think this is no facts behind this, that their Augusta doesn't like getting in front of the patrons with a bunch of TV cameras, and it probably doesn't look great on TV. And I would say hole in and hole out, their app is second to none. The Players Championships try to copy it, and the Players Championship app is very good also, showing live shots. But it's hard. It's not hard to do that side of it, because all you need is a key TV or camera behind and a camera at the green. You can capture every shot. But it's more around the greens on the leader group. There's more cameras week in and week out on the PGA Tour by both our TV partners, broadcast partners, NBC and CBS.
Interesting. Yeah, I mean, it makes sense, because when you do watch,
I'm sitting this one out, Riggs.
I understand.
You're sitting this one out.
Probably a good idea. It is. We're just all right, Charlie. Let's just try to see, what do we need to say to get Kiz to just not be able to handle sitting it out anymore.
It's very close.
He's getting tired. He might cuddle up on that couch and go to sleep here in a minute.
No.
He looked at him. He's so bad at this. He wants to.
He's breaking out in a rash right now.
You do never see any of the camera people and stuff when you're watching the Masters. That's a great point. You never see, we were talking about it right before, but you never see any carts, right? Like that, somebody was bringing the point of, like, think about how many sandwiches and drinks are at all those concessions out there. You never see a single cart driving around. They got tunnels. They got all the hidden stuff going on. And I'll say overall, like, Charlie, since Kiz has to set all this up, I know we did talk about.
So I'm gonna interrupt. This is actually a great story.
Okay.
So I'm playing a practice round at Augusta National, and a good friend of mine, my foundation board, takes a red eye from San Francisco, California. His name's, I'm gonna call him out, Dan Arroyo. Played at Cal Golf. Played a little bit of professional golf. Never made it, but great friend. And he took a red eye from San Francisco to Atlanta, took like a shuttle to Atlanta, and it's, I think, Tuesday or Wednesday, it's irrelevant, playing a practice round, and he doesn't get much sleep. He's having a couple beers on the golf course, and I'm coming up 17 green, and it's his first time at Augusta. He can't find a bathroom, and he's had, we'll say, half dozen beers, who knows, following me on that back nine. And so he whips it out, pisses on a base of a tree, and he starts walking, and he gets the tap on the shoulder. He gets the tap on the shoulder, and he's like, oh shit. And this guy obviously is like, you can't piss on trees at Augusta National. You can't piss. I mean, you can't piss anywhere. I mean, you got to go over here. He's like, I literally couldn't find the crosswalk, was this and that. I couldn't find anything. I was going to piss down my leg, or I was going to piss on the tree. So they handcuffed him.
Oh God.
And he gets in a cart with the cop, and he goes, sir, I just have one request. He goes, what's that? He goes, you can't drive up 17. He goes, why not? He goes, well, the guy that I got the ticket was from the fairway, or is in the fairway, and if he sees me in with you in the cart, he'll never ever let me live this down. So you at least got to go back. I don't know how much longer it's going to take.
We got to go back that way.
Yeah, we got to go back that way. I don't know where it's going to end us, but we got to go back that way. So this is a true story. This guy ended up befriending this cop, my friend Dan Arroyo, and still talks to him to this day, the head sheriff of Augusta National, because of that whole interaction. He never got in trouble. His ticket didn't get yanked, believe it or not, because of it, which is unheard of. And he was out there the next day. I will have to say this, how he did not hide in behind that tree. He was wearing a bright neon yellow tie-dye shirt when he was pissing on the tree also. So you couldn't hide. So long story short, don't piss on any trees at Augusta National, but if you do, befriend the cop, because they might give you a second chance.
Well, you just ruined it for them. I mean, they just heard you call them out right here. They're you'll never be allowed back. Blackballed him right here on the Foreplay podcast.
Ryan Richard's gonna blurt out. He's gonna beep out that name. He's gonna protect the. What a legend of a sheriff. What a nice move. That's awesome. Jesus.
And you never saw it, Charlie? You never saw it?
I never saw it. Like I found out later, maybe after the tournament was over. And I mean, obviously it was amazing. I got another great Augusta story is obviously my family gets tickets, but the tickets all are the same. Their family tickets aren't any different. Actually, that's not true. They're not all family. My parents get tickets, but my brother and dad had normal, just whatever tickets. And one day, and they go out after the round and they scalp them for like $20. I'm like, what are you doing? He's like, what do you mean? And this is my first match. And I'm like, every number of that ticket is associated. If someone comes in there and you lose your ticket for the rest of the week, they're like, no way. I mean, stuff you don't really know. I mean, I think it's more general knowledge now about all that stuff. But back in the day, you didn't really know any of that stuff. So I'm like, you can't make an extra $20 by selling a ticket at 4:00 in the afternoon because you may not have a ticket for the rest of the week because their number's the same. I mean, it's pretty crazy. I mean, obviously, because those tickets are coveted. I mean, and even each and every year they get more coveted. But especially now with technology, obviously the stories of them yanking tickets.
I can see Papa Hoff walking down Washington Road with one up.
Yeah,
$20. It's 4:30 in the afternoon.
Yes.
His gates are closing in an hour and a half, but you can get in.
Yep, that's exactly right. And guess what? He went to the nearest pub and grabbed 3 beers, and he was happier than a pig in shit.
Yeah, he thought
What a day.
that dumbass just bought my 3 beers. What a idiot he is. So good.
They do not mess around with the tickets. Yeah, you can't, there's really strict rules about what you can gift and how you can share them. And you got to be crazy careful with those because they'll take your badge. I can't believe your boy kept his badge. That's just good negotiating out there. That is very good negotiating.
All right, Rick, segue to my favorite Charley Hoffman stories on tour. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
So Charlie and I are playing together in the last group at Bay Hill, maybe like 17, 18. Mark Leishman wins the tour event. We're in the last group on Sunday. And I've been kicking Charlie's ass all day. He's not really around. And Leishman eagles 16, and I make bogey. I hit in the water to lose the lead, and I think I'm 1 down. Charlie birdies 16 and maybe get 1 behind me. We both par 17. We go to 18. I'm still trying to win. I haven't even thought about Charlie all day. Whatever I do, I've got it 3 feet for par, and Charlie's got it 30 feet for birdie. Charlie makes this 30-footer, and as he's walking up and I'm going to put my ball down, he goes, "Taking money out of your pocket, boy." As he goes to get his ball out. And that didn't really register. I'll never forget it. Never registered. And I'm like putting my ball down from 3 feet. And I was like, what did he say? And I was like, holy cow, he just tied me. He just tied me for saying, what if I missed this 3-footer and he beats me? I've been beating him all day. And it rattled me. Thank God I rattled the 3-footer home. But I'll never forget walking off to the scoring trailer. And I was like, dude, you got me right there. Like, I had not thought about you all day. And then suddenly I was like, you just stole $300,000 from me.
Facts. Those are all facts.
God.
That year, it's a funny story about that 18th hole. I don't know if anybody else has ever done this. You can probably go in the archives with your NBC analysis. But I birdied 18 every single day that week.
That's impossible.
Impossible, right?
Impossible.
Yep. I don't know if anybody's ever done that.
I'll never forget that year. Was that the year that we played at End of the Wind early in the week and it was so cold?
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
I'll never forget I hit 3-wood End of the Wind and my second shot obviously left in the grandstands and I dropped and I chipped in from the grandstands and I was like, man, this could be a pretty good week. And then you and I dumbasses in the last group on Sunday.
I also claim to fame. Speaking of birdie and 4, I've done something I'm sure other people. I made birdie on all 4 par 3s since we're on Augusta National one year, which is not easy to do.
Wow.
4 deuces.
Wow.
Is
In
that
the
the year
same
you
round?
couldn't get a putt to the hole on Sunday?
Fuck you, Kiz.
I couldn't get. Charley would just hit a putt a foot harder, he would win the green jacket. But
by 5.
He's just not going to get one there. He's just going to hit 10 feet and lag it a foot short all day.
And guess what? And everyone was dead underneath the hole and straight. I mean, I was
straight
so on point with my irons. It was a joke. I mean, you couldn't have easier putts at Augusta National.
I could not wait to see him on Monday in the Heritage. I was like, hey, man, if you could just learn how to hit your putt a little harder, you would have won the green jacket. He drowned me in the pool.
After the moonshine you gave me.
There was that stretch where you could just take it to the bank that Charley Hoffman would be leading the Masters after Thursday. Like, it felt like every year you were leading the Masters tournament.
I had a great run in Augusta. I mean, it was a second shot golf course, and my iron play during my peak of my career was, I would argue, second to none. That's sort of where I made my money, and I played great there. I mean, I loved the place. Would love to get one more shot at it, but probably not likely.
All right, what? Speaking of that, what's on tap for you, Chuck? Because I don't even know. I talk to you all the time, but I don't ever ask what the future unfolds. I know you turned 50 this year in December. How many starts you got left on the tour?
So I've on a major medical. I've played like dog shit to start the year, to say the least.
That's what your daughters told me like a couple weeks ago in San Antonio. It reminded me how poorly you played. Isn't that amazing?
After Kiz has texted me to come down and meet him because he's watching my kids, and I just proceeded to shoot 41 to miss the cut by 2 shots at on the back 9 at TPC San Antonio. It felt amazing.
But I was also living vicariously through you because my kids also go, why are we at this tournament and you're not even playing? And I'm like, well, hang out with the Hoffman kids. You know, they're kind of in the same boat because their dad's just missing the cut and they're spending money and we're making money.
Facts. But you know what? I haven't put anything together this year, which is completely fine. I've got the Champs Tour. I turned 50 at the end of this year. I've got 4 more starts in my medical. Then I'd go, if say I keep playing like crap, I go and do the position I was at the end of the last year on, which was 150 something. So I might.
You only have 4 left. I thought you had more than that.
No, I have 12 to start the year. I've played 8, so I've got 4 left.
Oh, you've already played 8. I didn't realize that.
So I'll play those, and then honestly, I'll play sparingly during the summer. I'm lucky enough. Last summer was the first summer I've ever had off because I've been on the tour for 21 years now, and it was awesome. I'm going to play very little duing the summer.
Can we give a round of applause for that?
Yeah,
21
thank
years.
you, thank you for the
21 years.
round.
That's incredible, Rob.
Your horn very much, but 21 years is impressive.
21 years, and I haven't never played less than 15 events. That's including last year. I played 15 events. Yeah, so I really enjoyed having the summer off. I'll play this week with Nick Watney, who he and I have paired together at the Zurich every single year. We've had a decent success there early on. Last year we didn't play great, but looking forward to a great week this week at Zurich. And then my next start will be the CJ Cup at Dallas. I love the salesmanship. They've been so good to me early on in my career. I mean, great group of people. I'd rival them right there with the Century Club and the Thunderbirds as some of the best organizations the PGA Tour has out there, and the charitable organizations. And and then I don't know what I'm going to do. I'll play a couple here and there, and then get ready for the Champs Tour. I mean, obviously want to start playing a little bit better golf. If I start playing better golf, I'd probably want to play a few more events, but I've really enjoyed being with the family. I've got a 12 and 15-year-old girls here in San Diego, and I enjoy spending time with them. But I really do love working on my game. I'm still here in San Diego. I'm playing Zurich this week. I'm working with Greg Rose at TPI in the morning. I truly love trying to get better day in and day out, which is really dumb at 49 years old. But I work on my body. I work on my golf game. I still work on it like I'm 20 something years old, and I truly never want to stop learning about the game of golf. And I think that's why I'm still on the PGA Tour. As I said, when I was young enough, I thought I'm just dumb enough to think I can make it on the PGA Tour, and I did. And now I'm 49, and I'm just dumb enough to think that I can compete with a freaking Blades Brown that's 18 years old that I coached in the Junior President's Cup last year. I mean, I'm pretty smart, but I'm just dumb enough to believe that I can still do that.
Which is what you need.
That's the perfect fine line right there.
That's what you need. You gotta have that. Kiz, is this guy just gonna clean up on the Champions Tour at the end of this year?
God, I hope so. I just can't wait for him to call me to caddy for him. That's what I want to dream about. As long as I get the cart, I'm in for caddying.
There is no chance you're gonna caddy for me.
Yeah. Charlie, what was that? What do you mean you think this putt's breaking left? It's definitely breaking right. You're such an idiot.
That's about right.
So, you think you start full-blown January Hawaii Champions Tour, right?
Well, it's funny you say that. So the first Champions Tour, as I don't know anything about it and I don't know the regulations, I heard their first event is for like major champions on the
Got it.
Champions Tour.
Right.
I think there's a handful of sponsor invites, so I may have to be starting kissing some ass sooner than later to try to get in that event. But if I had a crystal ball, is there a chance that the Hawaii swing is the Champions Tour next year?
I think you might be right.
Okay.
So maybe I'll start. Maybe there'll be an event somewhere in Hawaii after Hawaii Live. I mean, I don't know any of this, but and start there, and then I should know the Champions Tour schedule, being on the policy board in the pack, but I have no idea what the schedule is whatsoever. And you know what? I don't think I'm gonna play week in and week out out there. I've really enjoyed playing 15 to 16 events because for the last 20 years, like I said, I've played an average of 27 events on the PGA Tour. I have no interest in doing that any longer. Zero interest in doing that any longer. So that being said, I'm going to play where I can. Hopefully I kick ass. I mean, on paper, it says I should. Now, paper always doesn't play well. Those guys are really, really good. I mean, you still got to shoot for 3 rounds, 15 to 17 under. You still got to make birdies. You still got to make putts. You can't fake it. You can't fake birdies. You got to make it. So I look forward to the challenge. That's what I've always done. I think that's why I've been so successful. I embrace the challenge. I embrace the hard times, and I look forward to it. And I don't take anything for granted. And I don't think I'm going to win every single event, but I'm going to try.
I love that. I do feel like I see a lot of this, like, oh, so-and-so is making his Champions Tour debut, and it's like he's putting for, this is to close out a 3-shot win. Like every time that I see that, it says guys turn it. So it might be a lot of pressure on you when you get out there.
I just hope Tiger plays so we have better ratings on Golf Channel than Kiz has on NBC.
I don't think that's going to happen. Tiger's got nothing on me, dog.
All right, Charley Hoffman. Well, I appreciate the time. Kiz was very nice to you on the show, which I did not expect that.
I've actually caught me totally off guard, which is weird. I mean, I have a podcast. I expected to get ripped in a little bit here and there, but I mean, I guess he's trying to stay out of the media, that he's in the media all the time.
I'm working on staying out of the news for a week, 1 full week.
We could.
I don't want to be on any more.
I guess Brittany has something over your head for that. I mean, is that what's keeping?
What'd you say?
Brittany has something hanging over your head and saying that you.
No. Brittany doesn't care about anything as long as I don't cuss, which I'm sure I cussed a bunch on here. So she's like, please just don't cuss.
We'll start a kitty.
Too late.
We'll start a little cursing kitty.
I'm pretty sure my rant on the coverage was, cuss word really heavy. So
it was strong.
It's all good.
No, it was laced in there. We're working on it. You're new to this. You're new to podcasting.
It's hard.
And
yeah.
Isn't it incredible a guy like you can do television for like 4 hours and not even come close to cursing, and then you get on a podcast with us and it's every other word?
Could just go on a tirade at any moment.
All right, Charley. Well, you're the man. We appreciate you taking, over an hour of your time. I feel bad about that, but I feel like you guys could also just riff all day long, the two of you, on stories and probably not being nice to each other the entire time. So we'll probably have to do this again soon. But Zurich Classic this week. Good luck, you and Nick Watney out there. Hope you guys light it up. And I'm gonna be watching when you get out of that Champions Tour. I got some good feelings about you out there.
Hey, let's get one last dig at Charley and Nick Watney. Why don't you pull up your DraftKings account and see what they're running at this week, Riggs?
Okay. I
guarantee.
Oh wait, they're not listed.
Well, price per bottle of wine. We win. I guarantee we'll consume more wine than any of those young mother effers do out there, and have more fun than any of them, and eat more good food and throw more dice. So who really cares? And maybe listen to get some great music, because the Jazz Fest is going on too. So golf is gonna happen, but I promise you, I'm gonna have a better time than all those motherfuckers.
Hey, who's the headliner?
Scroll this far. Oh no! Look, here you guys are. Here you guys are, plus 36,000 to win. There you go.
I mean, seems like you got to roll 100 on them, Riggs, just for the point of
throw
being
something
a guest
on it.
the pod.
Rich, that'd be great. There you go, Charley. $100
and I will jump on the. I'll jump on the pod Monday morning, rolling straight from Bourbon Street onto the pod after we win.
If you win, I'll fly down and we'll do the pod together.
Here you go. Here it is. $100 to win $36,000. Done. Come on, Charley. Let's get to that practice range, man. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, quit drinking tequila and go to bed, Charley.
I'm going to be on that range 8 a.m. tomorrow, landing in New Orleans and having dinner with Cooper Manning and a bunch of other guys at around 6:30, and I can't wait.
I did Cooper Manning's podcast today, and he told me you were going to have dinner with him tomorrow, so he's looking forward to it.
Can't wait.
What a great town.
And Brian Baumgartner told me that he beat your brains in last week at home.
Yeah, if you listen to the podcast when it comes out, probably after yours or before yours, we were putting on freaking aerated greens that were sanded, and we were playing Plinko, and every Plinko of his putt went in, and mine obviously didn't. But he did kick my ass. It doesn't matter
if yours are Plinko or not. Yours never go in anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Let's go putt for some cash anytime you want with your whiskey hands.
That's one thing that I can beat you at. No doubt.
Let's go. I'll take your bank. I'll take your bank account putting with my long one now.
That's not allowed.
We might have to set that up. Do a high stakes putting match between you two.
I'm pretty sure you won't scare either one of us there, Riggs.
You two. I won't be in there. You two do it.
No, I'm saying you can't scare us away from a putting match.
Nope.
Good.
All right, Chuck. Thanks for coming, dude. You're the man.
Always a pleasure, guys. Enjoyed it. We'll talk to you guys soon.